Oi, oi. Welcome back to the Marticus channel. Happy Flaterday, everyone. Oh! It's a wiggly and it's a squiggly flat thumbs. Let me just check my comms are in order and everything's... It's a wiggly and it's a... Tickety-boo. Welcome back. Oi, oi, Roy. So, yeah, welcome all, guys, to another Flaterday. It's been a very busy week this week, and we're going to round it off in epic style and fashion. Oh, excuse me. And we're going to feel groovy. And we're going to do some decoding. Okay? I'm going to give you what I got so far. Now, this is a work in progress, but it's definitely on the brink of something here. Something important. Now, what we're thinking about, if you can see the title to this post, an alchemical formula for opening portals. Well, I collect alchemical manuscripts. I have a couple of hundred, probably, documents. And you could think in the realm of alchemy as in changing base metals into, or lead into gold, or the quest for the philosopher's stone. But there's actually a code withheld in alchemy. And the code is for a rite of passage, if you like, a way, a guideline of how to navigate the realm. Okay. Now, the powers that should not be, they do know about this place and what it is. Okay, whatever it is just mind-bogglingly mystical. Okay, but they definitely know about the technique of creating. Okay, and the point that we're at now is complete distraction, complete shit show, because it doesn't really matter to them anymore. Not that, anyway. Or the lie, really, doesn't really matter, because we're on the brink of something big, bigger than we can possibly imagine. Now, all of these strange anomalies that we found in the past with history, we've been talking about how can any of this make actual sense with the timelines, you know, the evidence of buildings, etc. It's just a mess. But if you put it into the realm of that this place is some sort of RV on top of an RV, and these are edits, and the older edits are, for example, the washed out Noah's flooded antique classical world. So I am just going to suggest that, and I will show evidences that are abundant throughout antiquity, alchemical, Amazonic coding, and contemporary movies and books, all say that there's a way out of here. And it is through portals. Now, when I talk portals, am I talking like time slippers, you know, or time tunnel, a machine that you can go through, like CERN maybe, a machine that can go through and it'll put you into another dimension? Am I talking about that? Or am I talking about the fact that all is mind and there's an actual universe, but it's not up there, it's in here. In fact, the universe that is actually out there, the sky that everyone talks about all of the time, it's not actually out there per se, it's in here. In fact, the room that you're sitting in now, okay, you could argue that the room is actually all in your mind, because that is exactly where it is. If you have an example of how I know this is true, if you have a panic overload and reality is too much for you, a thing called fainting happens. It just takes you the fuck out of this place. Boom, you're gone. Unconscious. Consciousness is gone. It's a fail-safe mechanism, a default in with us, whatever we are, which I'm getting to grips with what's going on, I think. Now, if you imagine that the world just created, just into existence 5,000 years ago, maybe, okay? But if you can imagine that we are the creators and we do it every second. I mean, every now we are creating the realm that we see. Every instance we are creating the realm that we see. And that we are, okay, self-simulating units. All of us, singularly. And that we are creating the realm for us, for them, because they can't do it. No, it occurred to me that with all of the strangeness going on, I actually had a bit of a sort of weird vision, if you like, about YouTube being some sort of advanced interview. And what I mean by that is that I think there are ways out, and I think there are portals, and I think it's to do with being in the right location, coordinate, at the right time, because maybe like in Time Bandits, there's a star map, or it'll just point out on the ground, on the plane, where these places are, which is a real coincidence because this has been locked into my consciousness since at least 10 years old, and I'll explain now. And that it's a very distinct possibility that 1 billion people, for example, who have been carefully vetted for future skills because they don't want any saucepans or useless idiots passing through into the other realm. And this other realm, maybe multiple, but this other realm is infinitely better than this realm, which is the naughty corner. I'm afraid we found ourselves in the school of hard knocks, which is regarded in religion as hell. But it's not a bad place to be. It's what you make it. But the reason it is hell is because we are in a place where our thoughts affect reality. Now, all of the good, juicy things they put on these notes, like Glastonbury Music Festival that just come up in chat, okay? Well, they couldn't have fucked it up more. It was the best place you could ever go to when I was a youth. I mean, absolute freedom. The only place you can go and not worry. But actually, that wasn't the case personally. I did get in a lot of trouble once. But and now it's like poison. It's like they've just put shit all over your windows. It's just a terrible place to go unless you're a certain member of society. But it used to be a folk festival for, like, you know, just good people. Yeah. But you look at the difference in people since pagan mentality to religion, strict controlled religions. Them religions have done so much harm to who we are in our spiritual growth in this place, guys. It really is. So what I'm going to go through is a series of images, and I'm going to, you know, propose something. And I'm going to propose that there are places in this realm, and I think the Freemasons definitely know, and this is where they all go. Club Tropicana, maybe outside in the Antarctic Circle, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like the movies show us, and guys, there are I can't even explain how many movies, TV series, going right the way back to the 1930s, mind you, that have proposed this sort of technology. Now, maybe this technology, like I explained, is actually an inner technology. If you've read DMT, the Spirit Molecule book, there's instances in there where people have taken DMT and have just popped the fuck out of this realm, popped out of the matrix and found themselves. One example is a guy who just found himself in a chair where there was some gentlemen standing around a table discussing stuff, and they said to him, well, you're not supposed to see this. This is the backstage, like Truman Show. You got to pop back in. Ooh. Okay, and he popped back in, and he's in this realm. There's so many instances like that, you know, that we could be like, you know, it could be pod life. We could be in a chair somewhere, and all of this is just a VR. We could be playing a fucking game. Later on, we could be just like, after all this is over with, we could be just high-fiving one another and just going, oh my God, wasn't that just a roller coaster ride? How do we even know, guys? It's just the examples are overwhelming. I'll just show you now with just some, and it's only some, and it's just why are they doing that? The powers that should not be are just telling this over and over and over and over again. But I have felt that there has been some sort of vetting process. If you think of the major population, okay, so they say there's a population problem. I don't. They create the narratives for shortages, etc., to create fear. I say that there's not. And then they say that there's going to be a world war any day over rare earth metals, because you need them for your mobile phones and wind turbines, which is apparently the future that they're going in on electric cars, etc. So they need magnets, neodymium magnets, etc. So what if, okay, that this has happened before, and we've edited it because we found out the puzzle, the game, okay, and that we just walk the fuck out of it. And maybe the people that are left behind, they can deal with the war. Maybe that. So let me give a few of you some shoutages. No, Holly, you are not blocked. Oh, you're blocked. Okay. Okay, I can't help with that. Joyce Empty. Okay, yeah, it's been an exciting week. There's been lots going on. I am gambling. You're gambling with World War III. Yeah, well, he said that. But it's all in the script, though, Dag, isn't it? They're all in the same club. This is it. This is another suspicion. I will talk about it because I'm literally going to empty my Brian right now. Okay, so I've been thinking about since like 2019, 2020. I mean, since things got a bit weird, that there'd been some sort of like invasion. And we not noticed because everyone was like in and not getting about the same way as they used to. And that was when it was implemented, this invasion of the body snatchers. Now, it's not just me. I'm just like careful. I don't even want to look at them in case I just see something that I don't want to see. It's like, you know, just don't make eye contact. Don't let them know that we know. Just like in They Live. The movie They Live. I get that buzz off of it because they have changed so much, humans, man. They're just like angry as fuck about stupid shit constantly. They need to get a grip. Everyone wants to be a victim. Oh, I'm a victim. I'm a victim. It's like tough fucking shit. Yeah, this place is tough. Fucking deal with it. And I bet you any money these people have had it fucking silver spoon in their mouth, half of them, and they don't even know what it is to have a tough time. But they will, people don't understand me. What the fuck ever. Call a ambulance. So this is the realm, but this is all part of the narrative, what they're doing. It's the stupidification of the nation. So everyone's been on a dumbing down in the last 100 years since the libraries, the Carnegie libraries, everything just went, you know, the literal sense, everything just went, architecture, everything, consciousness, all of it. So I do believe, and I do think this is true, and I had a sort of ongoing fantasy. My favorite escape in my mind, apart from being like lead singer of like Led Zeppelin, is to time travel. Now, I was convinced that there was a wall in just off of Cathedral Road in Cardiff, and it's probably hundreds of years old. This place is really old part of Cardiff, big old buildings. And I was convinced since maybe 8-9-year-olds that if I was there at a certain time that I could walk through that door and end up in 1900s Cardiff. I even, you know, thought about getting on the train to go and see old London and that, you know. Why would I always think this stuff, guys? Why was I always so fucking obsessed with this sort of thinking? Yeah, they say scientifically it's impossible to decomporiate the human being and then reassemble it somewhere else. Well, according to Star Trek, yeah, the transporter room tells you something else. So we'll see about that. We'll see about all that. Much love to you, Bob Sykes. I got a picture from you that or Facebook. I'm going to present in this, which is showing portals. Is that what you say? They all stand by Ukraine when they couldn't stand up for their own rights during. Yeah, fucking hell. Nailed it, Bob. Fucking hell. That's just them all over, though, isn't it? You know, the place, I don't even want to say about anything because I'm not really allowed to, but I'm just not. My hands are tied, you know. So, what's that, Eric? Martin, who is the... I haven't got a fucking clue what that makes. I'm lost in translation. I don't even know what that means. Jeffrey, good to see you, my friend. Otto, I lived it before. Oh, Bojangles, super stickers. We love them. Thank you, Bojangles. Much love to you. And Mojo Sheep shop. Fuck me, my eyes are going weird. I don't know what's the matter with me. Joe Brody and Epic Travel. iTube. Matthew Titus. Yeah. Oh, Jesus address, Joe. Oh, yeah. We'll have a look. Tell you. Oh, yeah. We'll have a look at Jesus address later. Yeah. Jesus had address later. Don't get upset. I didn't paint the fucking Renaissance period. Just put it. They're out there. I'm just going to bring them to you and scratch our heads and wondering what's going on with it all. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. Teresa, good to see you, lovely. Ooh. Right, we're going to get into the juice pretty early here today because we've got a lot to get through and much to share. We're going to look at some of these edits out of history and, you know, places just being eradicated. But I'm getting to think that, like, Noah is actually the name of a computer and that we're actually in a computer. Like, they've got Nohab, haven't they? Well, that's something completely different. That's Mohab, don't worry. 3 fingers. This place is nuts, though. I don't buy any of it. I grew up, right, in total fear. They had, like, MAD, mutual assured destruction. It's like, oh, it's all is okay. They won't nuke us because we'll nuke them back, and then there'll be no worlds to inherit. Like, I can't help but notice that the British government, in particular, couldn't give a fuck about its people, about its infrastructure. It's falling to pieces. There's potholes everywhere. Fly tipping is off the radar. Vandalism. Every fucking building's got stinky graffiti. One of my pet hates that is graffiti, along with litter, all over the place. And the culture of nails and suntans and long eyelashes and all of that, which is the only shops open next to Palm Stretcher and Greg's the Bakery in Britain. There's like nothing else going on. But well, that's the dumbing down of it. And everyone's got an opinion. Everyone seems to have a political view one way or the other. Yeah, they're either left wing or they're right wing. As far as I know, both wings are on the same fucking bird. Yeah, there's 2 wings on a bird. So it's all just to drive us all against one another. Everyone needs to make individual decisions for their families and their own sovereignty, and them do them. Okay, this is the problem. Is everyone is like, oh, I feel so bad for these people. Oh, they're having such a fucking bad time, aren't they? It's like charity begins at home, guys. Yeah, we should be looking after our own first. This place is got homeless people every fucking where. Man, 10 years ago, you never used to see a homeless person in Cardiff, like ever, like hardly ever. The odd junkie, but nothing like that. Yeah, like everywhere, and it's by design, all of it. So they don't want to bother with the infrastructure, and every building that they build, okay, is built temporary. So the houses, the cheap, affordable housing that they're pouring up for the replacement population, these will fall apart. They're only insured for 15 years. They're going to fall apart. Okay, and they are, because there's new buildings that recently just been put up in this area, and they're caked in shit and look 100 years old. They are really inferior buildings. So they're not worried about the infrastructure. They're not worried about the future buildings. They're not worried about the population that lives here, and they're just flooding it. So work out for yourself that they're not worried about this country anymore, which leads me to believe that we've been taken over by an external power, and also America, and also Russia, and also all of them. And they're doing this narrative to keep us guessing on what is fucking going on. Is it all about resources? Is it all about money? Is it all about... But it's not. Yeah, we're going to have a big fucking paradigm shift, and they have tried to bottle it on the internet. There's millions and millions and millions of working it out. And let me tell you, right, guys, it's all coded in antiquity. Yeah, the code of the labyrinth. The labyrinth is a journey in the mind, and you get to the center, the neocortex, and who's there? The Minotaur. Tor. T-O-R, Tor, the Taurus. It's just everywhere. It tells you, even the pictures of the old mazes are exactly the same as what it looks like a side slice of the human brain. This is an inner journey. And when we get to the center of this maze, this labyrinth, which is the David Bowie movie and lots of different movies, the end of the Shining movie, if you like, but it is a big part of the elite's narrative. As you'll see in our chemical depictions, the maze is absolutely everywhere. And look at the thumbnail to this video with Icarus, you know, outside of the maze at Knossos, which is apparently where the Minotaur was, which apparently the Germans exploded mines and blocked off the entrances to the labyrinth of Knossos. Apparently, you can't go in there because it's an extensive cave system or an expansive labyrinth. And this place, this fireworks going off, is honeycombed with labyrinths. So I think this is what it's telling us. The code is telling us is there is a puzzle. It's a labyrinth. So in your mind, okay, You're examining your consciousness, and you go down one avenue of thought, just like the maze, you hit a block end. Oh shit, not that way. You're going the wrong way. Turn around, go another way. And this could take forever to get to this. You might never ever get there. Just be walking around and round and round and round, lost in the maze, which is what a lot of people are. Wow, a lot of explosions. But when you get to the center, to the torus, when you get to the center, portal opens. And you just literally, you don't need to discomporiate and recomporiate. You just literally walk through into your dreams come true. That's what I'm giving you here, if you think about it, because this is real. And I'm telling you what, all of your dreams will come true. All you need to do is just step out of fear. Realize this place is malleable. Realize your true power. Step into it with love and kindness above all else. Yeah, prejudice, feelings about this, that, the other. I find it agonizing. In fact, sometimes when I gotta be forced to listen to it on the internet, it's hurting my soul, guys. And it's upsetting me to hear it. I put up with it because it's the way of the fucking internet. But deep down underneath it all, it's hurting me. Because I don't really got no feelings bad about anybody, really, guys. Yeah, if we could all get on together, fucking great. This can't, because people are drove one against one another by religions. And the powers there should not be. And, fucking trade wars. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? If they just say, hang on, all poor countries will just default all of your debts and now you can all have your money to build up your countries. But they won't do anything like that. They don't need it. What do they do with all of this money exactly? Have you ever wondered about that? Because they're not spending it on this infrastructure, this super whooper world they say they're carrying. China, well, they've done unbelievable things, haven't they? They've done fantastic things. It's all grinding to a halt. Everything seems to be grinding to a halt. Well, I'm not really in the camp of progress. I think progress is the downfall of humanity. But the arrogance, the conceitedness, and the egos exhibited by these world leaders at the moment, it just screams one thing to me, guys. A car crash in slow motion. That ego, that is the fall of all men. Well, it really is, because people can see through it, you see. So they're not being real, they're just acting, and they're just playing everybody against one another. Oh, I hate them, I do. Oh, I hope they bombs them. See what I mean? Just that fourth fucking space right there created, that fourth form for them, and they'll use that. What about, I'm not interested. I haven't got a television. I think I'll just do me over my ear. Happy. How about that? Okay. This business model of reality that we set up, they were set up to fail from the very fucking beginning, because it has before, over and over again. But like the Bible says, the meek inherit the earth. And I'm convinced that's true is what's going to happen. I think the people in the truth community and the awake people, the good people, okay, I don't think that on any of this is being missed. I think that there are higher powers that watch everything that goes on in the truth community. Look at the shit we've had thrown at us in the last month, actually. All of it's been attacked. My subjects, other subjects, flat earth. Everyone's going fucking turntable for some weird fucking reason that makes no sense to man or beast, outside of the suspicions of money. Because it always seems to come back to that at the end of the day, doesn't it, with a lot of people? But that's the world we live in, isn't it? So, have a little drink and let's get stuck into some juice. So yeah, I got a couple of excuse me. Got a couple of interviews, on interview or two next week coming up. So keep an eye on my page, and I will definitely clue you up on all that. Seek the truth, and eventually you find it. Yeah, but people search for different truths. There's some people that think they're in cosmic command, guys. There's some people that think they're like, from another planet, like a Pleiadian or some fucking thing. There's people who are convinced that's true, guys. And you couldn't believe it. You couldn't even convince them otherwise. It's like, oh, okay, well done, you. Happy voyages, whatever you do. Hank the Wank, I put him in the cupboard because he's making bone noises in the night. It's really annoying when you're trying to get asleep. It's like a clink, 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 clink over and over. So, you know. So is the nature of being dead, because he's dead. Hank the Wank is dead. People be tripping, Tina Tuna. Surely tripping. But it's like Stockholm Syndrome, and they're flip-flop. People are flip-flop. They'll believe one thing, and then it's like, oh, that's not fashionable anymore. I'm going to the other side. And then you just flip-flop. They do it all the time. I've seen it loads. It's just like some people are just like, oh, which cult shall I be in next? You ever seen that in Fight Club? When he goes to like testicular cancer club on a Wednesday, and then like Helena Bonham Carter goes, even though she's a woman, maybe. There's a clue there. And then you get like Meatloaf, God rest his soul, I love Meatloaf, with his big fat man boobs. Remember that? Can you remember that film? Yeah, because this guy was hooked on going to different sort of meetings and groups of different things every week. Well, people seem to do that. That's what I find. It's definitely on the internet. I've never been like that, ever. I've always been a lone person. And if the crowd's going all of that way, I'm not even going to go that way. I'm going to go that fucking way because I smell a trap. Listen, guys, I don't know how many of you, but I live my life in, I keep my guard up. You got to, guys. You got to. I never let my guard up. Fuck that shit. What are you laughing at, Otto, my brother, from a different mother? Watch out. No, I was watching Billy Moore the other day, and he was in Manchester, and he said he walked down the street. He said there's loads of tales that people will walk down this street, and the next thing you know, they said they get to the other end and they're in the 1800s. Not only that, my friend Whitty, I know he was a bit of a triphead, but he did say he was walking in Butte Park, where Joseph of Arimathea is buried. And he said, and all of a sudden, him and his wife heard all ropes and sound of like wooden ships on the River Taff. And he said they looked down, and the next thing you know, he said they were in all like old-fashioned clothes, and they were in old Cardiff with the old port. Like you literally walk through in time traveling. There's so many instances that this actually happens, guys. Yeah, and I'm convinced that it does. There's so many tales in Britain of these portals existing, and people not even know. There was a series on British telly called Good Night Sweetheart. Oh my God, how much I loved that show. Nicholas Lyndhurst was in it. Oh, it was brilliant. He used to time travel back to 1940, during the Second World War, 1942, and he had a bird in a pub called Phoebe. And he used to play the piano like Elton John, and he used to tell him that he wrote that song, and they used to sing the Beatles. Way to fuck up the timeline. Yeah, this is a little song I wrote called Imagine. Ding. That's what he was literally doing. Brilliant film. Oh, yeah, but one of the best films ever is Time Bandits. That is so cluey. Have you seen Time Bandits? Monty Python or Terry Gilliam. It's one of the best ever films, guys. It's so fucking brilliant. All the clues. Now, let me just show you, right, just through contemporary. I noticed I was on a show with Jason 2 days ago, and all the screen went black because the configuration under StreamYard has all changed. So I'm going to have to make sure that I am sharing with y'all. So yeah, today I'm Marticus Van Steely Dan. Hope everybody's feeling groovy. Time Bandits is fantastic, bravo. And everyone's feeling happy. Okay, because we're going to have some fun. I'm going to go through a shit ton of juice. I'm going to try and cram it in because I'm not sure I got 3 hours in me, but we'll see what happens. Meatloaf. Oh, hey, I had a dream 2 nights ago. You're going to love this. I had a fight with Bruce Lee. I shit you not. I had a dream, right? That Bruce Lee was just going like Matrixy and flicking everyone off when they were running up to him. And in my dream, I'm like, I can do Bruce Lee. That's what I did. And I ran up to him and I literally threw him into like a garage door or something. It was a wooden garage door. And he looked at me like, fuck me, I'm Bruce Lee. You can't beat me up. So I've been feeling really groovy for the last 2 days since I beat up Bruce Lee in my dreams. Be like water, my friend. So, I know. But that's about me. Anyway. I know. Well, this is a trip. What we're doing here, Prophet, is we're going to have a trip through Martin's mind. It's a very strange place. Okay? But I'm sure you will enjoy it. Okay, let's do the funky stuff. Okay, babes. Let's do the funky stuff. Okay. So, am I sharing screen? Can you see this? Because it's all a new format and gone a bit weird. Okay, and I'm by the side. Oh, all right then. You can see me, even though I'm having a bad hair day. Look, I look like one of the fucking Hair Bear bunch, don't I? Look at me. In the Wonderland Zoo, we do the things you do. What? Okay. So what we got here is you need a load of soggy cabbages and ram them in a flux capacitor. Next thing you know, you're a fucking time traveler. Yeah. The clues. Donald Trump is in this. McFly. Biff. It's Donald Trump. It's like so many clues times the clock tower getting struck by lightning, Antigua Tech, charging the tower with the car to make it time travel from the Antigua Tech tower and lightning. I shit you not, it's all in this movie. I absolutely love it, but they have to create a portal to time travel by getting to a certain speed, 84 miles an hour, I believe it is. I'm not an expert. Do you know what this is? This is the Pier of Resistance. This is the best thing that happened in my childhood, next to probably Bagpuss and Mr. Ben. It's Joe Knighty. Joe Knighty is in Ezekiel's wheels. They spin that shit. You never know where he's going to turn up. Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to cry. Lupus was a good film. Time traveling, bit of assassinage going on. Plus, I can't watch any film with Bruce Willis in it anymore. Because my MK Ultra program is collapsing, apparently. And all them silly thoughts I used to have, I don't have anymore. The Adjustment Bureau. Have you actually seen this? So they have a map, okay? And in the map is backdoors to reality. I don't mean that in a rude way. There's backdoors to reality, okay, which you can zip through. They're using them, these time cops. They're like the TVA, okay? And they're all using them. I think they're elite. I bet you, if you've got $1 squillion, that's where you can go at night, yeah? It's like, where does, okay, you just name any star or any politician. Where the fuck do they live? Out in the country somewhere with big gates and security. Yeah, maybe, but that's not safe. Near British cities. Here they are. Look. Randall and gang. This little dwarf here was called David Rappaport and sadly died years later. I thought for a dwarf, in fact, all of them really, were very talented actors. Oh, this is... Oh, God almighty, I'm having a brain fart. Anyway, he's the ultimate power in the universe, if you like. You know, he looks a bit devilly, but he wants miniskirts and lasers day one. No, not miniskirts, but lasers day one. It reminds me of the Vogons. Apparently, according to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the Vogons are so stupid, apart from having the second worst poetry in reality. They invented the aerosol before the wheel, you know. So they have, oh, excuse me. Oh, there's Shelley Duvall. Oh, God rest her soul as well. I like Shelley Duvall. There's a maze in it, okay? Randall and the boys have to go through. They've got a map with all coordinates on the map, a blue map. They show you, right, where they can zip through into another reality. And then, you know, meet Napoleon, yeah, or Genghis Khan, or whoever. But first, to get to these places, or to that portal there, they have to go through a labyrinth. Shelley Duvall, other than Shining, was she Robert Duvall's daughter? I don't know. She died, didn't she? I think it was last year. She's quite scary, but when you see her in the 60s, she was really beautiful. It's really strange. Shelley Duvall, the troll. So they have all mythical creatures in Time Band. It's got to be the greatest film in the history of human beings. Yeah, probably it's up there. It's up there. Last Navigator's pretty good. I like that. The troll gets his back fixed by some chiropracting, and he's just born again. So they pop into reality like this through a slit in the sky, which I, in fact, not that anyone's going to believe me, have witnessed when a UFO the size of Wembley Stadium crammed into a little slit in the sky about that big. So yeah, so you arrive in your new reality. Oh, this one, sure. Oh my god, yeah, he span around when you had a knife there, he just flicks you off. Nobody gets hurt in these films. They have giant Lego chunks. Can anybody remember his name? Tolkien was Welsh though, Donna. Yeah, man. He had other books out as well. Tolkien's so cluey. I think Middle Earth is sure. So the Minotaur, he's a bloke, but he's got like bull's head, but Tor in it. It's just got that Taurus. Anything with Tor, like Glastonbury Tor, you know, it's to do with a node, a zenith point, a nodal point where all the ley lines converge. And that point there is where it's thinnest between veils. And then all you got to do is get the right combination of vibration together and just step the fuck through. I bet you they're vetting. I bet you they want us to fucking know this. I bet you they want us to find out this so that we'll step through into this 100,000 times better reality that is waiting for us over there, the kingdom of heaven, or whatever the fuck they are. Martin Luther King said, oh, I've been to the top of the mountain, yeah, and I've seen all of the kingdom. I'm like, what, on a globe? How'd you manage that thing, Buster? What exactly was he fucking talking about? Did you just have a prophetic dream? I don't know. So here's God. Obviously, they stole the map from God, who wants it back because they're going time thieving, which is, you know, you've got to spend your time when you're doing time traveling. You can't do like time traveling sex tourist because that's probably wrong. In their case, they go time traveling robbing, which is arguably wrong as well, but they're only stealing other people's stolen stuff from people who stole it initially anyway. Somebody owned it at the very beginning as well. So here they are, the immortals. They appear in there as well. Yeah, some really strange things in that movie, and they arrive like this, straight out to the other place, into their new reality. Also, Ashley in Evil Dead. Yeah, I shit you not, Evil Dead. Ashley goes through a wormhole as well. This is how Mr. Bean arrives. If you don't know about Mr. Bean, I think everyone should encounter Mr. Bean at least once in their life. He reminds me so much of me, but he arrived through a portal. Arguably, people say Mr. Bean is an alien. I disagree. I think he's from another realm, a realm of... He's actually a real bastard. He does terrible things. He's very, very fucking selfish. Terminator. Okay. He turns up, Annie, butt naked, because apparently you can't take clothes through the time machine that takes you back in time. This could be 12 monkeys as well. Okay, there's symbols being painted all over my city, and they look just like the 12 monkey symbol. It's some weird organization. I don't know what they are or what they're up to. Maybe them Extinction Rebellion. Fuckers, I don't know. So yeah, bollock naked, and then he steals some biker's clothes in a bar, like that. But this is how they turn up. Okay, instances of this sort of portal travel are in the movie Doctor Strange. Now, I really like the Doctor Strange movies. I think they're totally brilliant. Okay, but movies have died now, haven't they? And all the Avengers and all of that. And Hollywood has been completely decimated because we don't actually need any Hollywood actors anymore because everything can be AI, 10 times better graphics, 10 times better everything. Cut out the human. They suck anyway. They got zits. None of them are HD fucking friendly. See, Johnny Depp's making a new movie. Have you seen it? Yeah. He's not HD friendly these days. I can't get over how everyone has aged so fucking quickly since the last 5 years. So Doctor Strange, he travels back and forth, and this is in the movie with one of the Avengers movies when they all arrive through portals. Okay, these are roads and bridges, though, and they talk about that spacey terms. But there you go. Yeah, so the DeLorean, get you out there, straight through into another dimension. Now, I used to love the Stargate series when it started, not the Timekeepers later when it all went shit, didn't it? But in the beginning, I was like, yeah, man, that's where they're getting all that Egypt stuff from. It's not from like another planet. It's from another dimension through the Stargate, which is weirdly like a fluidy substance. Now, when Neo wakes up from the Matrix. They make him sit in a chair. He looks at a mirror and he puts his hand to the mirror, and the mirror envelops his hand. In fact, it envelops him all and goes, and then you get that Matrixy sound. Yeah. And then next thing you know, he's in a pod. He's woken up. He's like, I've got to get the phone. Yeah. Got that thing that comes and pinches him out. He's never used his eyes before. But it's all about fluid, isn't it? So time. I think time is a definite doing something. We're already 3 months into the year and days seem like minutes to me now. I want to put a break on time because I can't even believe how old I've got. I was just like, had an epiphany the other day. I was like, why am I aching? What is wrong with me? And I just like, see, my grandmother, Louie, God bless her soul, she was awesome. Until she was 80, she looked in the mirror and seen a young woman. It's like mental block, mental illness. You just look in the mirror, she's seen a beautiful young woman, even though she was old, although she was beautiful. Mind plays tricks. So, yeah, time, it is losing its grip. And I think that if there is a different way of thinking, a different worldview outside of, I'm going to fuck you up for not believing in my religion. I'm not going to fuck you up because you don't believe in the same, what is this place or what you're standing on. Yeah. And all of the arguments, they're just useless to us. So when you get down to it, all is fucking mind. And then I want to put a slower rate on time because it's just going. And that is part of it. So if a community or a group all change their worldview and their vibration, let go fear, fix themselves, find the tour within the mind, the inner journey, get there to that point, and then they will step through into this other realm. They wake up one day and be like, and you may find yourself living in a beautiful house with a beautiful wife, and you may ask yourself, how did I get here? That song, my God, all the clues. Talking Heads know so much about reality. Yeah, Take Me to the River. Burning Down the House. That's a fucking reset song if I've ever heard one. And We're on the Road to Nowhere. What an intriguing little track that is, wouldn't you say? All of them to do a reset. And the number of films and programs that just show portal technology. Loki was one of my favorites. God, I loved the Loki series. It was super enjoyable. He's brilliant, that Hiddleston guy who plays Loki. Apparently, Loki is just fixing the realm now. He worked for the TVA for a bit. They was time variance people. They're like time cops. So you don't go off and do, like I mentioned earlier, time thievery or time sex tourist. Okay, because that is a thing. Okay, I went back. Obviously, I'm not having an affair with my wife. She was back in 1919. So if there's a different time, it's not really. So come on, Karen. It's time to leave the Matrix. And I think with the right alchemical mixture, because that's what I've been doing, is strange alchemy. I won't worry too much about it. It's all very beautiful. The Masons know about these portals as well. And I know the Satanists, they say they summon up a portal, buff its stuff in and buff its stuff out. But that's not what I'm thinking about. I think that's just narratives. But this narrative for Freemasonry is rite of passage. This is the spiritual journey of enlightenment to get to that point where we just spark the fuck up, guys, like the saints. We'll have that glow. We'll have, just iridescent skin and just be absolutely beautiful, yeah, and healthy and living. I don't even know how long. Listen, if we lived in that vibration, yeah, because I wouldn't want to be like fucking Asians in this place because it's not good at the moment and we're in the hell realm. But if we can just walk through into that other realm, all of us together, where everything is super fucking fantastic, groovy, yeah, no wars. Wars are not a thing. Hunger and suffering do not happen in the other realm. Only in the hell realm, which we're in now. The School of Hard Knocks. It's like, think of it, you've been in really bad trouble with your teacher and he's giving you detention for the next 80 years. That's where we are. We're in school detention. I never liked detention. I never turned up. They used to have to hunt me. But I don't do ruly things. So yeah, so you got this rite of passage. You go through the pillars, something to do with magnetism maybe, and the whole narrative of Noah's flood. Yeah, this Noah's flood. This is a fucking edit. I'm just so convinced of it at this point in time. And this kingdom of heaven in the Bible, a big cube comes out of the fucking sky and lands, and J, or as we will see later, Jessica will come out with this spaceship, and all will be well or not well, as the case may be. I think the invasion is well underway. I definitely think that I haven't been invasion of the body snatched at all. Definitely am still me. That's good news. I'm happy about that. Not the case with some of my friends. I got one friend whose name I'm not going to mention, Lee. He says that he went home and his wife had been replaced by a doppelganger. That's not my wife. I had emails in during the last 4 years, during that time, where people would say to me, one gentleman in America said he came home and he said, "There's no way in a million years that's my wife." That's what he said to me. I was like, "Fuck me, invasion of the body snatchers." I've had a few of them emails. I'm just saying, big love, truth seeker. So yeah, see me, or all of this stuff that's happening with the flat earth movement. Probably a lot of you don't know about it, but it has been a bit weird lately and it's been under attack. And it's taken a couple of side punches and that, but I'm flat earth British. And I will be flat till I am no longer. I'll be flat till I die hard, which I tend to die hard. I am that I am Exodus. I am that I am. That's a bit like I think, therefore I am. So yeah, there's a portal with a G on it. I'm not sure what the G is, but I think it might be something to do with gravity. Alchemical depictions, the mixture of different chemicals, they say, can cause a portal or a wormhole. But I think it's the inner journey. I think it's all to do with the mind. Some evidence in newspapers and stuff, and these things being built in Berlin, obviously for some sort of industrial complex, but some people have suggested that these things they were built in were time travel devices. Some of the stuff you see in Jesus-y pictures and other pictures. Sorry, I'm slurping. Show portals. I've shown 1,000 times, guys, that they're just doing. Do you know in Doctor Strange, he does this, he's got like a comatage, he's got this ring thing that he goes like that, and he brings up a portal. Like Jesus is doing now. And last night I tried, no, check this up though, guys. I noticed that this Baphometic pose, okay, or whatever it is, the Buddha is doing the same. I can't quite do it, I can't quite pull it off, but if you go like, how is it? Like that. Is that it? Or was it that finger? I think it's that. And then there was one down here. And so I sort of tried it and I closed my eyes for a little bit and just let it run. I got a buzz. I think it just does something to the torus field. I think it charges somehow. Have a go. I'm not saying it's either. I felt all right. Well, Jesus did it. Okay. So you can see here, you got the alchemical formula, Ignis, fire, air, earth, and water under the constellation, which is in the shape of a dome. And then there's a mountain and this ascension path of all these different things. Calamination. Those really, really strange words to explain stuff in these periods, don't they? He's blindfolded for some reason. Maybe you can't see going through. There's a phoenix on top of it and a sun and a moon. It's on top of this, which looks like a Bunko Booth. If you don't know what a Bunko Booth is, it's a bunko, which is a booth. All will be explained. So yeah, I definitely think that they're on about, because I see the Kundalini in there a lot. And some of these are like, semi-Kabbalistic depictions as well. So, with the caduceus, the pictures of that, it is basically what looks like the Kundalini system. And, you get each sacra point as well is marked out all the way up to the crown chakra. So, these are definitely talking about an inner journey, a key, a way of thinking that is so precise that you can just walk the fuck out of this bad place. Makes perfect sense to me, and I think they're doing it. I think that's what's been going on all along. Just saying, yo. Chi energy is what we're talking about. Yes, Marianne. Chi energy. This is what we are. Chi energy. This is what consciousness is. There's a word for it, but the word consciousness is conscience. Coincidentally, it is prana. It is chi energy. Your awareness, where you're visualizing, or your consciousness, or your concentration is going. Okay, or your, whatever you're concentrating on, that all becomes reality. But it's happening instantaneously with each of us, constantly, every future now we are creating. So if you hijack that, which is what they've done, with hijacking the energy nodes, with fucking crazy religions, where you're gonna, where they go nuts if you don't think like them, I'm going to show you images later, of how everybody was exactly the same in the past. I mean, maybe people did have individual thought, but they're all the same, man. And I can't be in a world where everyone looks and acts and thinks exactly the fucking same. It ain't me, And they're all grasses, and they're all weird, and they're all like, I'm a victim. Fuck off. You do you. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. What a beautiful fucking tale. I absolutely love Narnia. So she steps into the cupboard. We all wanted that cupboard when we were kids, didn't we? And then there's another world, another universe. Like Alice in Wonderland's universe. Narnia. In the cupboard, a portal to another time. Just so many. This is how Annie in Terminator turns up. This is Stargate in Karnak Temple. Who even knows if these temples are definitely amplifying chi energy? I'll show you a picture of Karnak a little bit later, which will show you there's definitely a Taurus above it. And my favorite program of youth, which is made in Cardiff, they've got a big centre here, Doctor Who centre, which got a TARDIS. You can go in and moves about and stuff like you're time traveling. Well, he's a Time Lord. He is, and he regenerates. He doesn't die. He regenerated into a rather awful person, last incantation. But the next one, good news, is going to be Christopher Eccleston, a real fucking actor for a change, and Billy Piper. So we'll all be excited. But I haven't seen television in probably 20 years or so, so I wouldn't really know. I seen somebody reading the news on a YouTube thing the other day, and I was like, fuck me, George Alagoya reads news in Britain. So last time I seen you, you was a boy. You're an old man with grey hair now. When did that fucking happen? Honest to God, that's how long I haven't watched television. Isn't that nuts? But you'd have to give a fuck, really, wouldn't you? And it's all propaganda and trying to sway opinions, win hearts and minds, whatever. Portal bridges, they're all over antiquity. There's ones in Czech Republic, they're all over Europe as well. They're absolutely beautiful. And they're arched in this way that if you look at the reflection, you create a beautiful portal. I can't help thinking that on a specific time of day, on a specific coordinate, they put this portal there, and you just row your boat to the other side of that portal. And then instantly, it's like the Celestine prophecy. Instantly, the colors are just... So, yeah, I'm not buying this narrative of these winged people. I definitely think they're angels. I think they're an electrical force within the Matrix. Some of them possibly bad, some of them possibly good. I think demons, some of them possibly good, some of them possibly bad, because of the nature of reality. Yin and yang, there's good and bad in everything. You just choose your role, don't you? So these outside, these heavenly hosts that are watching the stuff go down here, they should be jolly disgusted with themselves, I think. I'm going to put a formal complaint in after this show is over. It's probably sue, okay, for trauma. Yeah. Yeah, well, I wonder how much I could get, like, literally heavenly crypto dollars. I don't think they do crypto dollars. They probably have. The psycho in the mirror. So I definitely think programming and a part of this narrative is to do with mirrors, because it's used in, like, the portal in Matrix is actually a mirror, and there's a mirror reflection of you, but it is reversed. Now, you never actually ever will know what you look like. You will see your body, your legs and your arms, but you will never ever see what you look like. Only other people will ever see what you look like. I've always wondered what I look like, but I've never seen what I look like, because if I look in the mirror, that's a reflection. That's not you. That's a representation in reverse of what you might look like. So you never will see you. Isn't that weird? I think there's another world on the other side of the mirror. I think it's spooky. I would hate to witness my mirror not doing what I do. I turn around, take a quick look, and the Martin just going through the door into his world, takes a quick look back, but not in time exactly. I'd be like, oh, fuck you know. Maybe it's even happened. We've been invaded by the mirror realm, the Phoenicians, through the membrane. Shiva the Destroyer arrives in a portal. They've got that outside CERN. That's what they want you to think's happening with CERN, isn't it? Some sort of fucking giant magnet time machine. Or they're doing something with it. But Shiva, the Indian god, the god of destruction. But destruction is a form of creativity, and without destruction, there is no rebirth. So it's an absolute must. So thank you, Shiva. Okay, and for providing the portal so that we don't get scorched in any way. I like the thinking. So there's strange portal things all over antiquity in, Iraq, Iran, some of these inscripted Neolithic wheels, if you like, which are unexplained. But even with, there used to be a television series when I was a child called Children of the Stones. And it was about aliens taking people up from Glastonbury and Aylesbury in England. Not Glastonbury, Stonehenge. And everyone was brainwashed and weird, a bit like now. And they'd all say, instead of good day, they'd say, what was it? Good, it was good day. It was something weird that nobody ordinarily says. They all was, one for a better word, possessed by whatever was happening or taken over. Anyway, cut this long story short, they go into Stonehenge, which is a circle, and they get beamed up from there into another reality. I'm not sure I trust this. I'm not even sure. The Egyptian Gazette, mystery object uncovered in Giza, gateway to the gods. And they say that they dug this up. But the reason I don't trust it is this. If you look at the photograph, you can see all of the people, all, well, reasonably clear behind the wheel. Nice to think that this is a stargating thing, especially when the universe is in your mind. And then you get to the original photograph, and all of the people behind it are absolutely fudged out. And just clearer in the foreground. So that doesn't make any sense. So I'm not sure whether to trust that anyway, but it's in different media about they found this section. And also in India as well, this is in antiquity. For some reason, these wheels, or some of them buried, were all in place in this ancient temple. No idea as to their origins. Somewhere in Portugal, you can see here, existence of some sort of curved rockage, which some people have interpreted, as you can see, as a dimensional gate. The Freemasons definitely are thinking along these lines, and the Druids were definitely thinking along these lines. In Cardiff Castle, where I live, there's the Celtic portal. It is like a window frame made of old wood. You just step through it. The minute you step through it, you're into another realm, and it literally works. It's just amazing. That's in the castle grounds in Cardiff. So yeah, back to the maze. Okay, now if you imagine you're going to do a journey in your mind to get to this key point, Okay, but your mind is so fucked up and you're confused by, you can't stop thinking about past trauma, you can't stop thinking about family, you can't stop thinking about bills, you can't stop thinking about, oh my god, what will I do, which is what most people are locked in, aren't they? The fear of the future, because the future is so undetermined for us all right now, isn't it? So if you just like recalibrate your mind to not actually thinking like one of those sorts at all, and then journeying into the universe that is inside, and then you get to, all right, then let me see if this is the right decode, and then you'll go down, just like in Labyrinth with David Bowie, when they go, you need to go that way to the castle, and she goes the other way, she goes, not that way, you never go that way. The giant worm thing who invited the young girl in for a cup of tea, have a nice cup of tea. But it's a good film, Labyrinth, but I always thought it was a little bit, well, not no finer point on it, a little bit sinister and peedy, isn't it? A young child and an old man and some child kidnapping is a really unflavorable topic, really. But this maze looks like the side slice of the human brain. And inside, in the center, where the neocortex is a little town. The Cathedral of Chartres has a circuit board on the floor, but not only is this a circuit board, they call it the maze. They say it is a maze. So if you just walk around, creating a torus, doom, 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 changing your vibration, doom, 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 find the way through to the center. This will be maybe under a dome. Boom. Instantly change the vibration. You step out of that building, probably in a completely different reality. I've noticed reality shifts. I've woken up some days, guys, and I'm like, no fucking way. No way is this the same place. Yeah. Some days, I wake up and it's absolutely beautiful. Other days, everything's caked in dog shit. I'm like, whoa, fucking hell, the world's taking a turn today. How does it even happen? Does it happen overnight? Is it just people that come in and shit the place up? What happens? So, yeah, I guess in lug caps, Native American, there you are. You can see they got mazes. The Minotaur or the Centaur in the center of that one, in cathedrals like Chartres, and as you can see down here, temple in Helsinki. These things are worldwide. Nazca in Peru, by the Nazca lines, the walls of Troy are all using these mazes, but they are just the same as a side slice of the human brain, which what tells me that this whole maze narrative and getting to the center, to the tour, is Kirschner's book on the subjects, The Labyrinth. This one's in Crete. This one's been blocked off as well. Funny how the Germans felt the need to block off the labyrinths. And then there's this apparent bull, half man, half bull, which makes no sense to man or beast, let's be honest. It's just stupid, isn't it? So it's a code, isn't it? It's a symbol. It's a symbol for Taurus. Tor, it says. I seen this. I took this photo, and this was in a churchyard. They just put a little maze down because you get them in elite, stately homes. They seem to have a lot of mazes. This one is actually a sundial. Sundial proves the Earth is flat. People should get over here already. Where? No, it's not. Where? So what's this guy doing with his maze, I wonder? He's got a little flute and he's put it upright. Well, he's not going to be walking around that. It does something else completely, that one, doesn't it? So yeah, the churches are big into mazes, the classical world, and as you can see, not that I speak in Russian, but I can make out a bit of this, and there is a coordinate, so I'll be able to find out exactly where that is on the map. And they're showing you the walls of Troy, or Troy town of Stagara. And there's literally, the coordinate is there. Get to that coordinate, guess what happens? The veil is thin. And they've been using it, and they've been using it to pop out of this realm and just walk straight into another. And I have seen thousands of depictions showing this happening. So they're like Triskelions, but with 4. You see these all over Britain and Europe, these stone Neolithic, apparently spirals as well, but they are mazes. Again, creating a torus, walking into the center, amplifying your chi energy. You get to the center, to the tor, the mana tor, yeah, and you've reached the center of the portal. And then when you walk out, you're into a new reality. That's how they're doing it. That's how this works. Have you ever had some days, guys, where everything just went fucking fantastic, and you feel like, what, me? Am I in a movie? It's happened to me, guys. It's like, oh my God, this is so unbelievable. Am I even here? Pinch yourself. Does that ever happen to you? It's happened to me. Just like unbelievable, you know, just out of nowhere, these things can happen. And these are on cathedrals. It's just, as you can see, this is a Gothic cathedral in Europe. They got a maze, which is also like a sign, isn't it? Like they're telling you something. Now, the Christians were definitely started out Gnostics. You know, the Cathars were wiped out, etc. But the Gnosticism was the underlying, you know, knowing that there's a universe inside, knowing that the way to tweak this place and live in a golden era, okay, was to walk straight fucking through into it. Yeah, you know, the day divides the night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side. Yeah. The immortal words of Jimmy Morrison, break on through to the other side. I wonder what Backdoor Man was about. I never got that song. Chartres Cathedral. So yeah, we did like the doors. I do like the doors. Talking of the doors, these are all over antiquity. Peru's got some. There's one in Saxowan. There's one in Saudi Arabia in a big block in the desert. There's one. Belbeck's got them, and just these doors that go into cliff faces and go nowhere. Yeah, what is it? Just like you get one of those magic chalks and you just do a circle around it. You just open the door and walk in like the key maker. Yeah, no shit. I bet all that's going on. So yeah, in antiquity, the mazes, they make no sense really. It's like, oh, what are you going to do today? Well, I'm going to spend all day walking around, very, very frustrated indeed, lost in a maze. So, well, why do you do that? And I don't actually know. They put them everywhere. I think it means something. What does it mean? I don't actually know. I know what it means. Because if all is mind, and we are, you know, I can freely admit, and I will admit as well, that I've been getting it wrong most of my life. But I am on a precipice of a new discovery, and I think that it will help all of mankind if they would just listen, and womankind, obviously, if they would just hear and know that it can happen. You know, I don't want to be left in this world with a load of them fudge fucks. Can you imagine 20 years what they're going to be like? Yeah, it's going to be idiocracy. They won't even go to the toilet anymore because they're going to have virtual reality goggles on and going to be shitting in their chairs. It's going to be awful. All like funny makeup and stuff. Anyway, I can't do nothing about it. It's not my reality. I'm not here to change anything anyway, really, except everything. Not sure what's happening with that. It seems to be a load of boats going around in circles and circles. Don't know. But here's Icarus, and as you can see, Icarus, he's his mate, whoever his mate is. They don't tell you about this. Icarus, he's, excuse me, he set the controls for the Heart of the Sun, and he's on the way because the sun's not very far and it's not hot. You can stand on it, and Icarus is wax melted because the sun was bloody hot, and he plummeted. So it makes you wonder why they were doing that in the ancient world. But as you can see, it's part of it. It's part of this learning to fly. I've already showed that. Excuse me. Okay, let's move on. Because I'm free falling Bunko Booths. They come in all shapes and sizes. Some of them are just absolutely fascinating. Hang on a minute. What have I missed? Because there was ones with my Star Trek pictures and stuff. I don't know where they are. Okay, we'll look in a minute. So India, oh, look at that architecture. There's 1,000 descriptions of how this stuff is created. It's absolutely fascinating. But you've seen the multi-armed deity doing whatever. Of course, it's got loads and loads of arms, all in different dimensions. You see him in this thing here, and you see him every time, and they're in this like building, if you like. Come on, that even looks like, because I was going to show you Star Trek. I don't even know what happened there. The transporter room. What happened to my Star Trek pictures? We'll get there. So yeah, transporter room. They even look like they're transporter rooms in ancient India. Look, these ones are massive though. They go further down and people walk along here on a cliff face. But again, with these above them, like tech, what exactly are they all doing with them? The Naga come up from the underworld, although admittedly it looks like a vagina. It might not be. It's a portal. They tell you when you look into the narrative for Naga, Naga comes from the underworld, it's the god of the underworld, and it arrives in a portal, it says in the narrative for Naga. Naga. Like that. Like so. So the deities of the Veda all arrive in portals. Now, I don't know the narrative really, what's going on with Bunko Booths, guys. They say that they're there for bandstands, brass bands. Yeah. Well, I have seen that actually happening, you know, bands in bandstands, but they're all over antiquity. They're all over Christendom. And they're not all for brass fucking bands. I'm sure, like, the capital of Eritrea that had a Bunko booth wasn't into brass bands playing military fucking two steps. I'm just saying, but they had them all over. So I'm just saying. So what are they? And there seems to be like a tech. I've got a few of these like locally to me actually, and they seem to have some sort of antiqua tech on top and really crazily decorated. Big crowns as well you see on tops of buildings, but they are converging at one point where there's a ball, and they do exactly what I just mentioned about amplifying chi energy, which is why the queen and the king has a crown. The crown is a tech with all of the jewels, just like a computer. And these, every British park has these. Some of them had fountains in them, but antiqua tech on the top. Imagine if that was what they were really there for. The real purpose. It's funny, sort of railings all the way around. What exactly were they for? Public speaking? I don't think that was allowed in the past, was it? Follies all over the British countryside. There were hundreds per all over the West Country by a guy called Inigo Jones, a Welshman. He built the upper bit of the Bank of England apparently in 1700s, but he built shit tons of these follies everywhere. I've seen dozens of them. They're in country parks. You see them out of train windows. They say that they used waste stone from building stately homes, and they built these things just everywhere called follies. Well, that makes no sense to me. Is this what? You just wasted the stone and built these little fucking porticos everywhere in Britain? I thought to myself, well, it's much more likely that they were there already from the old world, and there's some sort of technology that you're just saying that are follies, these things. They're everywhere. There's hundreds. Just in the middle of fields, you guys. Just think, oh, yeah, they were just wasting materials. For other countries have follies as well. These things, like in Istanbul, with antiqua tech. And what is it exactly for? Some of them are turned into kiosks later for shopping. Again, what's it for? Antiqua tech. All of that wrought iron. So I proposed for the longest time that there's something to do with this. So for, you know, just why not? They're in the center of every city, aren't they? And look at them. Absolutely beautiful, circular, domed, in this case. Just step out of there into another city. Look at these trippy little guys. So these are in a Chinese Buddhist temple. A load of what they call ghosts, I guess. deities. But they got all this really weird headgear on, man. Check it out. Or are they the rays of light? Because they're illuminated. The idols of San Dudududu in Kyoto. So these are also all over antiquity. Some of them say that they're used as urinals in the street. I'm sorry, I don't think so. This one's in Paris, I believe. They are beautiful and they got antiquitech all over them. But I tell you what, you wouldn't just walk up your lobby out and have a piss in the street of all people, would you? That just makes no sense. So I don't think, and then all the piss in the street, so everywhere would smell pissy. No, not a capital city. I don't think so. What were they originally? They're everywhere, and they turned them into advertising posts, and they all have antiquitech. That one is definitely turned into a urinal. You can see somebody having a piss, but it's horrible. And they just look like the TARDIS. Like you would just step in there, and there'd be a sliding door, and then it opens up, and you're gone, and nobody even takes any notice because you got like a card or something, or some way of purchasing your trip, a ticket, if you like, and you step in, and you step out from Trieste to San Diego, because they got one too. Paris, this is the international way of travel in the ancient world. Because they're put on nodes. They're probably put on nodal points. Aside of that, why all the effort? Look, if that was just somewhere to piss, okay, which I don't think for a second it was, what's this big bit here? And what's with the big ball and stuff? What? It's like a battery, big battery. Look at it. Got some advertising on that a little bit later. Oh, here's the images for. This is the transporter room. Beam me up, Scotty. Well, that's to divert more power from the warp core, Captain, is what he usually says. And that will always work, no matter how much shit you're in on the Enterprise, you can always transfer power from the warp core, Captain. So you step in here, discomporiate, but you can go vast distances as well, okay? Later Star Treks are absolutely shit. I don't know what happens after Generations. That was good, missed that. Then it was all right a bit with the one after that, Pothos the dog. That was okay. And then I lost interest. I still love Star Trek. So there you are, phase in and out. You just want to make sure when you arrive, you don't arrive in water or inside the mountain. So you have to get the coordinates bang on, apparently. Otherwise, don't want to just turn up in a mountain, like I said, or 40 foot in the air accidentally, which can happen. That happens in is it Starship Troopers? It might be. Well, one of them anyway. They do a jump and they came in too short. Can't remember what film. Might be Pacific Rim. Anyway, just warp in and out, guys. Warp in and out. Oh, here's Star Trek. That was a good one. That was a good movie, that one. But he's been phased out without even being known about it. Okay. And also, you can order a giant sausage in your transporter room if you're hungry. And tribbles. Now, the trouble with tribbles is they treble, right? But this isn't a tribble with Spock, is it? I think he's having a joke with us, isn't he? I think this is a dog with a fluffy tribble suit on and a tribble horn. I don't actually think that's a tribble at all. But the trouble with tribbles is they travel, and they lots and lots and lots of them. But I think they're awesome. I fucking know them myself. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Okay, you're ready? There's nearly 900 of you in chat. Can some of you explain this to me? I'm actually confused. Maybe some of you more educated people can tell me what's going on. So here's a picture of Jesus on the crucifixion. It appears, okay, now, he may not have mammalians. It might be just man boobs. Could still be a man and have titties, I've noticed. Have you noticed, I just noticed this today. Elon Musk, right? He's only got bum fluff. He's got like, he can't grow a beard or something. He's got like little bits of hair, like a teenager, around by here. And he's got little bits of bum fluff, yeah. Going grey because he's getting on a bit. And no hair anywhere else. It's like, how was that then? It's like one of those old ladies that gets all hair like fucking spuds on their chins, he is. So anyway, I discovered these. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just showing you pictures of antiquity. And I want somebody to tell me what is going on. Because I'm confused by it all. Okay, this is Messiah here. Okay, they killed him for our sins. Here he is here in a lovely little blue number, lacy, some angels. But I admit though, people they used to make men. Oh, lovely little flowers, lovely little touch, and behind the old red cape, the caper. It's all a caper, you see. See, with the red cape. What you got to do is you lift it apart and you escape the cape. So yeah, it's got a lovely little number on. Don't get aroused. That's wrong. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Okay. David Bowie used to wear a dress. But yeah, he was homosexual, just saying. Okay, oh, lovely little lacy number. Oh, that is pretty. So, you know, the thing is, though, you know, these people who like, you know, dressing up as ladies and all that, they look like, you know, like they've been dragged through an edge backwards or something. It's awful, isn't it? It's quite insulting to human beings. They don't smash it like Jesus. So, anybody? I don't know. They used to have christening gowns for boys that were dresses. So maybe it's just that was what they were wearing at the time, like togas and stuff. I'm just saying, it seems a bit weird. Or is Jesus Hermaphrodite? Because Hermes Trismegistus, a.k.a. This is also another clue to the inner journey. I'm getting there. Don't panic. Don't shit the bed. Hermes Trismegistus, aka Mercury, yeah, he's got a caduceus, yeah, which is the Kundalini. It looks exactly the same, and it converges. There's a convergence point here where the two serpents are and the wings. Apart from this, would create a chi energy focal point at the top here, which we've interpreted as being something to do with you can heal with it, which is why the NHS player has adopted it as their icon. But you can see it right the way through antiquity. There's a Freemasonic symbol there attached to it, and a dog head, which is apparently St. Christopher. But Hermes, which is why, you know, with all the switcheroonies with Hollywood stars, royals, etc., it's because Hermes is a hermaphrodite, like they say Lady Gaga. So he's got a thing as well. So that apparently that's a real thing. I don't know. It is a really strange reality. There's the Egyptian zodiac of Hermes Trismegistus. So I'll tie it in with the old Foffage. The old Foffage legend. When I posted about Thoth years ago, they deleted it. They didn't actually like me talking about Thoth for some reason. So yeah, it is an inner journey. That's what I think is going on. And the key, as I explained, is getting to the center point of your mind, the maze, clearly, and then walking through into another dimension, to another dimension, to another dimension. But a better one. You know, don't want to fuck up and end up walking through into some sort of war zone, like where I live. That would be not good at all. Okay, let's have a look at some clues of edits in antiquity. Now, what I'm sure... who's that? I can only see bits. Let me see what is going on over there in Funky Town. Kimosabi, you may have a friend, Kimosabi. He never had a woman. I used to have a Lone Ranger doll. I did, and I had a Trigger, the horse. I used to love my Lone Ranger. I had soft leather uniform or cowboy outfit and guns. And I had a Tonto doll as well. I did. I had a Tonto doll, and I had a Lone Ranger, and I had a Trigger because I thought they were brilliant. Hi ho, silver away. Ride into tomorrow today. Fucking brilliant. What's not better than, well, Zorro was pretty good, but Mexicans. Not that there's anything wrong with Mexicans. I absolutely love them. Give them a big fat kiss. Except the cartels, because that's really bad what's happening to the world, isn't it, with drugs. Prague. I've been here. This is the Czech capital, and it's very like Dresden. Okay, Dresden is probably his closest city to Prague, a major city, over the border in Bavaria, in Germany. I'm not sure what is on the mountain there. Can you see that on the hill? Seems to be some sort of giant Tesla tower looking thing, but these are from colorized images, but they're from 1860 to 1890. So they're really early. And as you can see, the world is a very, very pleasant place indeed. It's got green bits, no tents, no dog shit, no vandalism, that fucking urban graffiti. God, so retarded. And statues of people who've done very, very things sometime in the past, apparently. So yeah, Prague's the city of bridges. Oh my God, there's fields there. They wouldn't be fields nowadays. This city is really big, by the way. You fly over it, land in it. It's like, well, that took all day. But it is the city of bridges. So you can imagine, although these look completely altered images, a bit like the group altered images. Happy birthday, happy. Claire Grogan, you probably don't remember that, going back too far in musical history. Scraping the barrel. I tell you who did know a lot of stuff, I reckon, was Susie and the Banshees. The happy house. This is the happy house. We're happy here in the happy house. We're all quite sane. So I think that's what happens. I think that the lunatics have taken over the asylum. They're in charge. Everyone else just puts up with it through consent because they're living in Stockholm syndrome, I've noticed, though. Lots of Stockholm syndrome. Thank you for bombing us and annihilating our country. Oh, we feel much better now. We're going to have a new, fresh start. I didn't want family anyway. Thank you. So it's big money involved in it, but they're definitely their main interest at the moment, I think, is keeping the technological revolution going. They need more essential minerals to run our gadgets, etc., which are coming increasingly rare, and they've been monopolized by the Chinese. They own all these rare elements. Of a mine in Mongolia, and everyone else is trying to do it themselves, but they haven't got the science down. So the whole world is reliant on China for minerals and magnets, etc., rare minerals. So that's causing all of this. Like, I want to go into Ukraine and mine for minerals. The specific minerals they're talking about are these minerals that are needed for the technological, the fourth industrial revolution. The way this is going, well, if it just carries on going, I used to follow simulation years and years ago. This Swedish guy, Dr. Brockström, and he had an equation where he said that if computers, I can't remember what the name of the equation, Drake's equation, something like that, I don't know. He said that if processors were allowed to advance exponentially the way they were, he said it would take X amount of years that they would be able to construct a virtual reality that was indistinguishable from the reality that we have now. So they did that then. It's because it's indistinguishable. I can see changes. I know it's not the same place. I reckon, what I noticed is this, guys, right, is people who say these words, oh, shit, innit? Oh, my life is shit. Oh, I got a shit world. Oh, I don't get any luck. Oh, cursed on all of that. They're making it fucking happen because they're, by saying them words, it literally self-proclaiming prophecy. That's exactly what will be happening. That is the change I'm talking about. Just completely dumping that whole new fucking day. Yeah, you don't have to be Pollyanna about it. I mean, be real about it. It's dangers in the fucking world, and things are going to happen. You've got to be just not concentrating on it because this realm, it looks after you. Yeah, people will just tiptoe through battlefields and a bullet won't even fucking scratch them. Why? Why? Because God favors them over the others? Or did they just think, well, I'm fucking dead already. It won't even matter. I don't even give a fuck. I just battered Bruce Lee. I'm going through these no man's land. No bullet will hit me. Which happens over and over, guys. Everyone else is dead. It's us that's doing it. It's us that's doing it. We've all done it. I've done it myself, guys. I've been guilty of it in the past, you know, just creating a shitty reality and then learning how to get out of that rut of self-pity. I feel sorry for myself. This is too tough, this life. My mind's fucked to pieces. I know what I'll do. I'll just get really, really, really high so I forget about it, how fucking terrible this place is. It's torture. Again, it was all about me, wasn't it? I was doing that. I was fucking victimizing myself. I was making myself the victim. I was like, instead of thinking, yeah, I get it. This place is tough. Fucking deal with it. Grow fucking big boy pants. Get fucking on with it. Which is what I've done. So it made a big difference. Instead of boo-hoo-hooing for like fucking myself up because it was life was just so tough and cruel, seemingly, and seemed like it was being gaslit. But that was just because I was different, and people can be cruel and stupid as well. So there was that. But I wasn't bothered because I didn't want to hang around with them anyway. I've always never fitted in. I never had no chance of fitting in. Fuck me. The times people have just come out of the blue, just either just aggressive towards me. I've had it all, me. People just coming out of the blue and smash my face in. I'm not even joking, guys. Fucking just out of nowhere. I've had it. But I am convinced, utterly convinced, that it was me that was doing it. Because I would be thinking, you know, back in the 70s, you thought it was a fight for survival. I was scrapping nearly every day, guys. And with the gangs, big gang fights and everything else, it was just really, really, really violent. So my mind was always fixated on sex and violence. I mean, I was fucking fantasizing about fucking violence all the time as a kid. Because I was in a gang of skinheads, and that's all we did was fight. Yeah, because it was survival every day. You could get killed. And I knew that. But that was the lifestyle all of us had in the 70s. It's so different now, though, isn't it? So different. But that was the life, you know, we were either fighting rival football teams, like, you know, fucking Swansea City or Birmingham would come down, like thousands of them, and we'd fight with thousands of them on a Saturday. Completely traditional British behaviour is to have a fight with a rival team. Or skinheads and mods or rockers or whatever else. We all got to just batter one another. That was ongoing for years and years and years. And this was the lifestyle. I thought it was normal. I actually thought that was a normal way of living. And then when I grew up a bit, got away from Britain, I had to run away from this life and join the Merchant Navy, get away from it all. I realised that the world was not at all like that. So I rewired myself away from fear and punchy mode, because I thought I was going to get killed any second because I'm smaller. So there's that. But all of that cleared up here early. But I'm guessing a lot of British people share the same backgrounds as myself. You know, Britain was a very violent society back in the day. Nothing like today. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you were a street kid, you were fighting every fucking day. And that's a fact. And you had to get good at it. You just get kicked in all the time. So there's that as well. So the Prague clock's an anomaly, isn't it? I've posted about it many times. I think it shows the shape of the earth. Look at their cathedrals in Prague. So I didn't get to walk around much. I was just going through, and my mate Patrick on the way to get a plane, I think. I can't remember now. There it is, the Prague clock. Got a hit in the World War II. Let's have a look here. How many people got watching? 867 of you. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you for subscribing if you have. I'm just coming up to the 70,000 mark. I got a couple of videos lined up for this week. Very, very juicy. If you do want to see them, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Look how gorgeous all this stuff is. It's all different colours as well, isn't it? I wonder what that is. It's a weighing scales. I got on a weighing scales in Cardiff Station when I was 18 years of age. And I weighed like dead on 10 stone. And then I went on exactly the same scales when I was 50 years of age. And I weighed exactly the same. I hadn't put on a pound in 45 years or 40 years. Absolutely weird. Peter fucking Pan. Till I went to America and got them fucking burritos down me, man. Yeah, the dictator of America, Burrito Mussolini. Boom, boom. Yeah, burritos, tacos. Fucking hell. That was the end of me, that was. All of them prime steaks. Phew, fucking hell. God, that food is so gorgeous. I'm hungry now. I should shut up about food now. Got a munch on. Whoa, let's have a look at this freaky shit. So what we got? This is Prague, so I'm guessing it was back. Is this communist? They were for a while. There's a close connection between Czech Republic and the Americans. They have a close cordial, closer than Britain. So yeah, he's a holy chap. He's lit up. And he's got stars all around him. Well, the one at the bottom looks like a big fucking speaker. Poof, poof, poof. Imagine that. It was. So if it was a massive speaker, what music would you choose to play through it? Reggae? Dub? Techno? Hesh mode? Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, many anomalies with that clock. I've proposed that it shows lands outside, but I don't rightly know. Ooh, look how beautiful it is. So yeah, a lot of the buildings. I went in the opera house. I got photographs. The opera house I went in they were really, really pleasant as well. They didn't kick me and my mate out. We were dressed just not in tuxedos, put it that way. Oh my God, all the Phoenician architecture, the paintings, the textures were just out of this world. Beautiful place. And everyone who was going in there was like toffee elite. And then we found this like best mud flood evidence that I've actually witnessed boots on the ground with thine own eyes at the side of the railway station. A wooden door that had been covered in mud for, well, anyone's fucking guess, I say. So, yes, Prague. Czech Republic is a super interesting country, connections with the Knights Templar. Its location is super interesting as well. And it's landlocked. It hasn't got a coastline or a navy. And I've been to quite a few towns. And they are very, very... A lot of them have still got a lot of communist buildings still around, not this classical theme. But look at the size of that building. Jesus, that's a museum. All the best buildings they use for that sort of thing, museums. I noticed in the Czech Republic, they had like the police station was like the best building in the town. Right, let's fly through some images of the day. Can you still see me? Yeah. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Omega. I'm going to come back after a few of these and give you a few shoutages. We're about an hour and a half in. I'm going to try and go 2.5 hours. I don't do TikTok, Amiga. It's shit. Yeah, it's mind control. Oh my God. MK Ultra 101. You wouldn't even believe. I thought I was immune to MK Ultra, but I haven't been because of my reactions towards certain belief systems that I've built up over the last 10 years. And I realized that it's just, if I'm getting angry, if I'm getting upset, then it's just MK Ultra. It's a mind program when all is mind, and I shouldn't have had to do any of it any fucking way. I can be whatever I fucking want to be. And that you can make your dreams reality. Your dreams can come true. How many times you heard fucking superstars, whoever they are, say, oh yeah, you can make your dreams come true, all right? Yeah, because they just step through into that reality where they're the fucking superstar. Because that's what they wanted. What do you want? I've done the rock star. I'm not bothered. I want different things now. But it's invasion of body snatchers, so I don't really want to hang around with them much. I can't even go to pop concerts anymore, guys. I tried. I went to, like, Macy Gray was all right, but I want to go and see Creedence Clearwater Revival. But it's going to be all them. I went to see the Chemical Brothers. They fucking tried to search me. Going to a fucking techno gig. It's like I can't live in that realm of not being able to do what I want to do. I'm not going to be any trouble. I'm the guy that saves everybody. Fucking dicks. Anyway, separate from that vibe there that I just created about that bad doorman. Cut it off with scissors. It's gone. I'm over it. Right, let's have a look at some images. This is a bust. They were big on busts in the past. I only downloaded it because I thought she was a very curious looking woman, almost like a bloke, if you like, but amused. Ever so amused. Looks a bit like Winston Churchill on the side. Got a bit of the Churchills about it. Anyway, why do they do busts? Just the top bit. So here is a wall of a Gothic cathedral. Let's have a look what's going down. There's a dog biting its head. That's a bit shit, isn't it? He's got a bit of a, maybe it's an abacus. He's feeding him something on a spoon. Oh, I think he's something to do with medicines. There's a demon. He's in a door, and everyone gets chucked in there. That's the sort of room 101 vibe. That's where you don't want to go. And ooh, I'm not sure why this is the devil-y guy, isn't it? See, I don't mean the devil. If he had like superhuman god, like angel powers, which I suspect that it has. You're going to come to Earth as an ugly monster. That makes no fucking sense at all. Hot chick, yeah, like in Bedazzled, like Liz Hurley. Or I think it might be Liz Healy. I think I've got myself confused with Liz Hurley, like all of them. How will I ever survive in this place? I never know. So here's Columbus. Yeah, he come in and he's never really got to America because Honduras isn't actually mainland America as far as I know. But they claim that he discovered America and 1492. So it's taken 500 plus years of that narrative going on. Here's a Freemason extraordinaire, Brit, and they say the first president of the United States of America. He's not doing the Baphomet in there, but he has got a wicked big fasces, the size of that fasces, guys. That's what his wife said. I don't know about this picture. Let's mag up a little bit. This is the famous Gettysburg Address with His Royal Highness Abraham Lincoln. Okay. There's Abraham Lincoln there. Okay, can you see him with the bald head? He hasn't got his hat on at all, has he? He's making world events happen here out in Gettysburg, saying things. I'm sure all of you have viewed the Gettysburg Address. How big's the guy next to him? He's 7 foot tall. He's not going to be sitting down to read the address in a crowd. So he's definitely standing up. He's 7 foot fucking tall, is Abraham Lincoln. So how big's this guy? Yes, he's standing on a box. Oh, just saying. So a part of Flat Earth British narrative is the Faceless Knight. This knight, which has a fasces inside. Okay, it's got a knight's armor, but inside, instead of a human being, we see the fasces, which is what the fasces did to the contents of this armor. It turns physical matter into dust. Oh, wicked is Jesus. He's coming to arrive in Jerusalem. I think it's Easter. Somebody said they had eggs. And it's like, oh, it's Jesus. This is all young people use, just taking their clothes off. Quick, it's Jesus. Let's take all our clothes off. Sorry. I don't know. That looks like what's happening. Just saying. He had a donkey. So my son asked me yesterday. I got a girlfriend anyway. It's just a hypothetical situation. Is, Dad, would you choose a supermodel girlfriend and the best woman in the world, right? Or a donkey? I was like, fucking donkey, mate. Fuck that. Oof. Can't have no supermodels going to come in and go, ee-aw, to you every day. And the love of a donkey is special kind of love. They're fluffy as fuck. Yeah. Beauty, skin deep. And then fake as fuck people. I can't even look at them. It's just like they think they're all like absolutely stonking. And they're like, not. It's all about confidence. I feel sorry for them, really. They're trying, in there. This is interesting, little alchemical picture. Look, they got a spiral down in the corner here. And it's got the constellation on plasma bursts. Bit of a spirally thing and a sun going on here. And it says plane of the Earth's equator. Earth. And a flat plane. This old alchemical picture is showing, and it says early geocentrism, not heliocentricism. So it's halfway there. Isn't that interesting? Geocentrism on an alchemical picture. I'm not geocentricist. I'm just saying that is really interesting that they are that, you know, they're going that way. Isn't it interesting, this cod piece? It's the shape of a pine cone. I think I'll get away with that. It's just clothing after all. But this knight, what's he got in his hand? Holy hand grenade. That thing's going to wreck antiquity. That thing's real. It's coming. This guy here, okay, look closely. This man here is the name of Dr. Shiva. Yeah? Dr. Shiva is a super intelligence. He's an advanced being. He's an ascended master. And he works in MIT. He's going to do a flat earth experiment. I think I've busted him. I think I know who he is. Yeah. And I'm not making a mistake because they all look different to me, not the same, if you're thinking that. Okay. Which they don't. This is, okay, Dr. Shiva. This is, a nuclear bomb. Oh, well, I got a picture coming up of Sadhguru, and I'm going to compare them. Blew it up. Yeah, so I don't think nukes are actually real, but you can see this looks like wicked CGI. And this is apparently the airburst making connection with the ground. If they are real, I don't think so. And that could probably ruin your day. But in the realm beyond this, they don't do stupid shit. It's not all fucking run by. So the Phoenicians. The aquatic Phoenicians, here they are in their pointy golden hats, statues of Phoenicians that have been dug up. But they disappeared, didn't they? And they're not here anymore. Where did they come from? Under the water? Or out of the water, like literally, out of puddles? I think they came through portals. I think the Phoenicians will be back. I think they're here. I think we've been taken over. I really do. I think the only people that are still awake are the people in the communities hanging around wondering what the fucking hell's going on, and everyone else in their family, in their workplace is fucking nuts. Am I wrong? Scary, guys. Don't like it one bit, mate. Just don't. Just fucking hurts me. How are they going to change their worldview to love when they're so embedded in fear and anger? How can we do that? Because we walk through and leave them behind. That's what we do. 1 billion of us walk through and leave them to the fucking wall. How about that? Probably a vetting process. What if it don't? Have you ever thought about that though? Because honestly, sometimes I'm like, fuck me, it's constantly like being in school. YouTube treats me like a fucking school kid. So if I do something wrong, I literally go in the naughty corner, and I got to literally do a tutorial showing me where I went wrong, just like a school kid. I fucking hate it. I couldn't stand it in school. I can't stand it up, but they do it, and the whole place is like a schoolroom. And I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, it's like a schoolroom. Why am I going through something that feels like a job interview? And what if they used YouTube so they could vet people and see people in the population, people with creative abilities, people they could use in the other world? And the people who are fat blobs that don't do anything and pick their nose all day, they won't have any need for them, you see? And then they will edit it and on with the next show, the next stage show. The elites and stuff, fucking Trumpski, you ain't gonna be bothered one bit, none of them, because they're gonna go through, break on through to the other side. Yeah, maybe it's right. This guy here, he's an old English king. He's also doing smell my fingers. I don't know why they do that, but if you try it though, I did try it, and I went like that, and it created a torus. Sorry, it created a torus around my finger, and I literally felt something. I did. Touching me, touching you. So yeah, what you find and all with a lot of the holistic stuff, especially the Greek stuff, maybe not so much a Roman, I'm not sure, is they smash their noses off. So you don't see their Phoenician long noses because they're like from Nose City, aren't they? So there's that. AI. Someone is looking at you right now. It's me. I'm looking at you from the camera. That's not touching me, touching you. I'm not sure what's going on with that. That's back to the Icarus thing. So, yeah, Krishna consciousness, big thing I was into when I was young. The cycle of reincarnation. And I do really think that Christ and Krishna consciousness is what I'm just saying, is a type of consciousness. It's an alignment. It's a type of worldview, if you like. The Christ seed. I think it's a way of just another word for that process that everyone is going through in this medium that we're sharing. So yeah, I definitely think we come back, and these gnarly beasts over there, yeah, I've never been scared of them. You know, if they did like buff it up into my reality in any time, maybe, you know, in an altered state of consciousness, so to speak, they'd be in big fucking trouble with me. Whew, there it is. So yeah, it's like that. Okay, second finger in. So yeah, so I tried that. And then I did the other hand down there, you know, because they're all doing it. And I've seen if there was any. It works. I'm telling you, it works. It creates some sort of torus around you, which gives you some sort of yang, 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 yang thing going on. I don't know. So where's this Vajra? Is in an ornament, big Vajra, head on top, Oriental, and on top is the skull. Does that tell you that the Vajra could make you a skull? These are all over antiquity. New York, Moscow, St. Petersburg, Cardiff, where I live, London, Manchester, Liverpool. I've seen them everywhere. These Phoenician obelisks, yeah, which shows you that everywhere's the same. Why would New York have them in Madison Square Gardens and St. Petersburg have them? Why would all of the cities have these exact same? Got them outside my city hall. These ships through a column, Phoenician ships, with these big swords and daggers, like invasion ships, battle ships, and they're all over. So they're not all been taken over in the past, and they're not all on the same side then, are they? Enslaving humanity. And like they says, in this place, it's a slave for you, you know, it's a prison for your mind. That's where we're trapped. Because our minds, once we expand our consciousness and we expand our mind, the world is our fucking oyster. We can do exactly what we want. Did you know that? That's why they show us so much superhero stuff, guys. Yeah? Because that potential is there. I don't know. It's just an old college in Oklahoma. Bit of old world. Antiquity. I'm not sure. These are supposed to be Phoenicians as well. Why have they got these faces? Not very humanoid, so you see a lot of non-humanoids as well in antiquity. They got skulls on top. They're humans. Don't know. So on the sides of these Phoenician columns with the ships, you will always, mostly always, they're all over antiquity, see the faceless knight. Here he is, the cover of my book, The Holy Grail of the Flat Earth. Is our friend, the Faceless Knight. Disney have a version. He's like a little Martian guy. He has no face. This one has no face. But the Roman world, they carry him around on a banner. He's super duper duper important. And this is in a Balkan city. Can't remember which one, but it's in the Balkans, where the town worshipped this reptilian being, which apparently visited the town sometime or other in the past. Or maybe not, I don't know. So imagine how they looked in the past, Hellenistic period, or Greeks, or the Romans, just Trojans, Carthaginians with torques. Again, torque, Tor, T-O-R, Taurus. And what's this doing? It's doing a Taurus. Where do they put it? They put it on their arm, and they put a torque around their necks. It amplifies chi energy, amplifies force, the life force. the clothing did it, and the jewelry. Taurus. So this strange little deity, I don't know where exactly he is from. It's India, I think, but he's got like a spacesuit or something. And look, he's in a portal as well. You see this? Also in Mesoamerican stuff, they zip in from portals. So star forts are not necessarily small, are they? This star forts are ripping off for miles and miles and miles into the countryside as defensive line, no doubt they would say, but I would say a flood barrier. So this is in India. They had them pretty big. Who's going to be able to pick that Vajra up anyway, except for a giant? I wonder what's in the thing underneath. Maybe a well. Maybe a well. Drink. So thirsty. Yeah, that's a big Vajra for a giant. Imagine the damage you could do with that. Thunderbolts of the gods. So yeah, these are all over the world. In Egypt, you can see the bird deity here with these 3 things on their head. Here in Persia, a deity, winged deity again, 3 things on their head. In Angkor Wat in Cambodia, these ladies dancing, 3 things on their head. Amplifying chi energy, clothing. The clothing would just be amazing. Here's the Faceless Knight. You can see him in a museum. And in this case, if you haven't seen her already, the Faceless Knight shows what looks like a worm, a parasite. Could the knights be operated by a parasite of some sort, or a worm? Or is it a wire? No, it looks like a worm monster. So all over antiquity, the links between covering your eyes from a flash, yeah, always covering their eyes in antiquity, and above it in the laurel leaves are the cross code, Confederate flag, and the fasces, the power behind it all, the thing that makes it all happen. So here's Mercury. Mercury's got a lovely dress on here as well. Really lovely little guy. Got a wing hat on. Not got his wing boots on yet. We could do this, but he's got a dress on. It's a lovely little dress. Lovely little number. I'm thinking that they knew what Julius Caesar looked like. Yeah. Beware the Ides of March. Infamy, infamy. They've all got an infamy. Ooh, Brutus, put that away. Fucking hell, I'm coming Britain. Fucking hell. Stabby, stabby. So they know what he looks like. And I'm thinking that they knew what all of the Roman emperors look like, because I don't think they were that long ago in the past. They never had photographs. How the fuck did they know what they look like? Excuse me, sir. Could you stand here? No, I'm busy conquering Europe. I haven't got time. I'm going to take the gold soon. All right. So this deity as well looks like it's been chiseled in soapstone. It's oriental. Donnie Darko demon doll thing, I would say. A crook, which is carried by a Vatican-y guy. In this crook has what looks like something to keep maybe a relic, a holy relic in. And I'm not sure what this is, but it looks like the Roman sistrum, which is also a vibrational quality instrument. And the twisted and twined branches are twisted into the shape of the torus. Everything spirals in this place. Even in their cosmology thinking, the galaxies, they say spiral. Just like the water that goes down your, it's on your plug hole. Everything seems to spiral in this place because it's adhering to the torus fields. And because all is torus fields, when you get down to it, ones and zeros, because they're just bits of information, because it's an RV on top of an RV. And we're self-simulators. That one's a biggie. That's not my decode, that's Cheryl's decode. Thank her for that, but it's a fucking biggie. Because when I thought about it, when I really thought about it, I was like, fuck yeah. It is. Why have they got QR codes on things in antiquity? Years ago, they were saying, oh, like barcodes got 666 in the middle. I didn't actually see evidence for that. Well, they don't use much now anymore, do they? Use these fucking things, which I don't. All information that you can't see. 3D information. There it is, the worm. The worm that turned. Ugh. So yeah, they arrive on floats. Now, I don't exactly know the propulsion mechanism for these Phoenician floats. They come, as you can see, he's got a plasma lightning thing up there. Faches technologies. And all sorts of strange creatures, maybe a dragon, but they all arrive on a chem cloud type of thing, floated in by a horse. I would suggest this is some sort of, frame of reference interpretation for what they were witnessing, some advanced craft, like floating across the ground, so to speak. A lot of it is interpretation. So I've talked about this 1,000 times. The statues have other people inside of them. But some of the Buddhist statues have things inside them under X-ray as well. Some of them have these. And some of them have even human structure. I would say that there's orgonite in there, if I was to hazard a guess. There's more thought than you can possibly imagine putting into some of these. I had a Buddha years ago, but I was just convinced it was a cursed Buddha. I did it to myself, really, because everything went to shit when it turned up. And the moment I fucking got rid of it, everything went back to good again. So that was all mine. I did that. Never mind. Here's Paula Yates made into a statue. Doesn't it look like Paula Yates? So yeah, the melancholy. She's already knows the game. So she's not like bothered. All it is, the game, is being patient, sitting and waiting and not fucking freaking. Because it could be, you could, like, if you was like overthinking it, you'd panic at the disco, wouldn't you? Listen, I've been around almost 60 years. I'm 58 this year, right? And they've been banging war drums and saying this shit since I was a baby, guys. Okay? It's just the same old fucking song for each generation. Yeah? They'll have wars. They always have wars. They love that shit. They earn money off it, don't they? It's about resources. They're saying ever limited. They're saying by the next 40 years, there'll be another 3 billion people in 40 years. Okay, so they're like, oh, we haven't got enough fuel, so we'll go electric. But we need the minerals, which are very scarce. Only the Chinese got to run these wind turbines, the electric cars, this, that, the other, all of it. It's really imperative. So. And they are packing up the food with modifications, waters, the bread, bloating people out. Shit. So I was wondering if I went back in time to like 1980s and just sat and ate a meal, how unbelievably tasty it all would have been, because it was all like fresh produce back then. You didn't all organic. They just knocked all the fresh produce. Then it went fucking processed, right? And then they was like, oh, if you want to get your organic stuff, which just means normal, natural fucking food, you got to pay extra. I watched them do it. I was like, I see what you did there. Fuckers. So this Egyptian looks like she's got a TV aerial on her head. I wonder what her reception is like. There he is. Let's have a closer look at this little character who's hanging around in my faceless knight armor. Well, whatever. He looks dead, doesn't he? Spooky. Unless that's just all that's left of his back and he just had his head ripped off. Richard Daft. They have hummingbirds. I thought they only had them in North America. Apparently China, Buddhas as well. Do you like Buddhist stuff? It's all right, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not bothered about anything like to do with religion, to be honest with you. I've got my own journey, quest, finding out my own, and sharing with you guys. If you listen to me, almost 1,000 of you are. Make sure to share this out. That'd be really groovy. If you just share this out, that would be fantastic, please. This is another thing I talk about, is why the necessity to shrink wrap statues. Why would you do that? It's infinitely difficult to, literally chisel transparency in stone. It's like incredibly weird technology. I don't know what exactly is going on in the past, probably 3D printed. But why do they do that? you know, I'm thinking that this is just like, that's what Hobbit killed them. They just literally shrink wrapped them, suffocate, put them into stone. I think that's what they were doing with them. But look at this. How do you chisel with a chisel a pair of hands up there? So you can just imagine that. Okay, so copper chisel, lovely bit of marble. Sorry, my brain just collapsed. It doesn't register. I don't know how that's done. What a beautiful, flawless, I mean, flawless art. Absolutely beautiful, but always the same models. This Venetian model, I've seen her 1,000 times. She's on sides of buildings. I don't know whether she's just one of this Venetian family. I really don't know. She's got the same braids, again, with the tourist field. Women, you know, like the Princess Leia, she has the Tauruses on her ear. It's a technology. Yeah, everything's following the Taurus. Curly hair, following the Taurus. People, case goes differently, but it adheres to the Taurus. And when you braid it, spiral it like a rope, again, adhering to the Taurus field, amplifying the Taurus field. The Rosicrucianists knew this. That's why they grew their hair so long, to use as an amplifier for more information. I don't know. I just thought it was very macabre. It's on the side of a building. So I don't know. So these, like, what I'm getting from this, you know, Mercury's there with his caduceus. He's talking to this lady here underneath Phoenician shell. She's looking at a giant's head with mystery, almost as if they don't know who they are either. An edit. They were there before. The giants were here before. That's a strange bronze statue. So yeah, they x-rayed this Buddhist Buddha here in an MRI machine, and that is what showed up inside. So why wouldn't they do that with these statues if they're doing it with Buddhist monks? It's like literally a guy in there, guys, a Buddhist monk. They encased him, bronze. It's what he would have wanted. So I posted this week. I'm wondering whether Antiquitech and the organs inside, if you just played a crazy tune, would summon up a storm. Look at this. This church has got a beam coming out of the Technasmia hole, okay, the somatic pattern, and outside all of the storm is raging, and the ships are getting tossed about. Interesting. Oh shit! Excuse me. This is the Washington Lincoln Memorial, or it will be. Thomas Jefferson's in there, but apparently, according to Simpsons, not many people actually visit him. So if I ever go to Washington, I'm going to visit Thomas Jefferson. Just say, because everyone goes to Lincoln. Anyway, so yeah, it's a shithole, isn't it? It was a pig farm, apparently. This is the center of like Washington DC. Apparently, it's not nothing to do with America. They got a big war on there now. It tells you all the fuck off. Washington DC is its own country, just like London City is its own country. And guess what? They're all the same people that are ruling us from these independent states in countries that are not the country that they're in. Do you find that weird? And what was its name before Washington, D.C., guys? Rome. It was called Rome. So, yeah, a lot of these statues all over antiquity have had their noses deliberately smashed off. This one, you know, could have happened in an event, but I'm just saying, just incredible, the amount of statues. They just trying to hide their identity or just defacing the statues by smashing their noses off. There's something with that. Look at these. Look at these whopping dudes and whopping horses. Obviously just models, but very, very, very big. Yes, Rome, Dallas. Oh, my brother. Okay, thank you for being here. My God, so many people. I don't know. Why is the quite big questions, isn't it, TJ? The thing is, it's all a mystery. And it's a mystery as much to academia as it is to us, but we can do our own interpretation because that's what you can do. And ours I think it's as valid as theirs, and it makes 10 times more sense. What is happening here in the deity room of the museum? There's thousands of freaky little balls and deities, which look Persian. So they built a lot of stuff in terracotta. Their pots in terracotta, but they discarded them and smashed them up. But they didn't smash up their terracotta deities, I've noticed. So that's nice. A cloud in the house. Wouldn't that be lovely if you could create weather in the house? Just have a cloud. Not necessarily raining, just having a cloud in. I usually have got a cloud in my room. So angels, yeah, kissed by angels. I think they're real. I think I've got a guardian angel. Something's been communicating with me, and I do think that they're, well, my one I think is a definite female. That's a definite, and loves me, looks out for me in the spiritual realm. Plus, that might be me anyway. Yeah, that could be me. It's all probably me. Yeah, the times I saved my life was just, they say it's the higher self, isn't it? I just think you can just project yourself. I do. I really do. I think the infinite power of the human mind is just, if you could tap into it, it's just the potential is just mind blowing to me. I keep it down anyway, just in case I manifest something I don't actually want to. But I am really good with my mind now. So I'm not going to do like the Montauk Project and manifest Junior, big hairy Yeti that fucked up all of Montauk Project, according to the narrative. The people that are tested in the Montauk chair, aka the Montauk boys, I used to think I was one because I have memories of it happening. And Mark Hamill, who is Luke Skywalker, he says that he was a Montauk boy as well. And they get spiritually or energetically abducted, these boys, and they're used or tried out in a Montauk chair. And only a few people in the world can do it. And some guy sat in there, Albelic, and he manifested a monster because this seat would manifest what you thought instantly. It was a manifesting chair. The Montauk chair. So according to the narrative, but there's TV series about all that now, isn't there? Fucking Stranger Things and that. I watched series one. I didn't watch any more. So yeah, the Nazis, they went bonkers on collecting stuff. Look at the stuff they got. I wonder where they got them. They look Mongol. And a big red box with Nazi signs. I wonder what's in there. What is all this shit? That's what he's wondering. He's looking at his face. He's like, what is all this shit? So yeah, they went on the thieving, the Nazis, and they kept all the shit as well. They put it all in caves and stuff. And then apparently the Americans and British came in and shared it all, give it all back and stuff. So here's a Phoenician. Check him out. They all got these cone hats on, Phoenicians, for some reason. Happy hats. I don't know if they're cone heads. I don't know if this is like he's got a little handlebar moustache going on. Ooh, looks familiar. What's he look like? Anyway, he's covered in gold leaf, so some sort of tech. I don't know what the gold implement is in his hand either. So yeah, I've loved cemetery art. I think it's the most beautiful thing. I don't know why there's so many masterpieces just hanging around where no one ever sees them really, except for people going to visit dead. Well, they're dead, which I doubt. It's what you think it is, isn't it? That's all this realm is. That's all there is what you think it is. Let's have a look at these medieval things going on. Do you think any of that's happening in reality? You ever seen anyone with a dog head? You ever seen anything with 8 heads or 7 heads? Do you think you ever will? No, it's not likely unless you go to like an ayahuasca weekend retreat. That might happen then. But otherwise, I think it's highly unlikely. So I'm thinking that things like let's dip the moon in the sea are analogous. But I can't speak Latin, like not that Latin. Bits. Sort of a medieval book. I've been going through some of these Vatican archive books. I think that a lot of them might be AI, This is, if we have been invaded, I hope it's by these weed monsters. And this is a constructive way to spend your time. Hats off to the individual. We know who he is by his fingerprint now, actually, who had the initiative to make a little hash man. Cute, isn't it? Oh. Okay, what's this angel doing? She's all right, isn't she? She's not too bad. Let's have a look at this angel. She's on a serpent, and there's a realm underneath her. And it's not the realm she's in; it's another realm. Do you see how many times we've seen this? And how many times have we seen this? The rod from God. What if you chucked a disc from 100,000 foot? I bet that'd wreck your day. They're obviously not dropping from space because that is not actually a thing still in my mind. Ow. Ow. So, this looks blackened and charred, doesn't it? But again, these portal things, machinery in the background. Let me know what you think in chat anyway, in the comments later. So, boy, girl, had to say, it's got wings over its eyes, but this is an angel warrior. Yeah, I think you've got to be, this inner journey that Theseus took, this journey, this rite of passage, if you like, that's what I call it. It's if you follow it, he was set certain tasks. He had to collect this, that, the other. Same with Jason and the Argonauts, Golden Fleece, and it was a lesson. It was a spiritual progression. The whole thing, the whole narratives for Greek mythologies are just that. So what we got here. Gautama's renunciation of the world. So how are little people picking up a horse? Reunification. So this angel's come down in a Joe 90 wheel or an Ezekiel's wheel. It's like a spinning. This is just how fantastic they are in the other realm. This is what's going on. They pop through it that are like, oh my God, yeah. It's a fucking hyperdimensional being with like teeth that go ping with light when they smile. Oh, and they are so. I hope they're not going to be all like, I've got a superiority complex. You're such a stupid individual. Fucking buzz going on, because I'll just get all rad and want a revolution, and we'll organize one. Because that's what I do. Anyway, I haven't organized anything. Just saying. So this woman, it looks like she's got some serpents on the back of her head, but it really does look like some sort of technology. And the hair as well. Again, Taurus, all braided, some sort of tech headwear. Jesus, I bet all of this clothing was just, I don't know, some fantastic things. So alchemical formula, again, you can see the caduceus bit in the shape of serpents, intertwining, separated, and connected in this one, actually. The imperial eagle, but again, tides at the top and converging. And a phoenix shirt and one down there as well. So, rebirth. So, Widner arrives. Oh, right. This is the library in Harvard University. I bet they got some juice in Harvard. I guess they would have the best books of academia. But the real stuff, we ain't going to fucking see any of that later today. It's just locked away. Here's Jesus, right? And he's with the devil. And he's saying, see all this stuff. Yeah. See all these super hot women. You're going to have them all, mate. Yeah. 10 at a time if you want. See all of this stuff. You're going to have it. It's all yours. See these buckets of money. Do you like it? It's yours. All you got to do, right, is say you'll be my friend. So he says, well, you've got bad breath. And you've got laser beams coming out your stomach. I don't really like you. And I'm doing me, thanks. And he got pissed and buffeted off, so the story goes. But it went on and on and on. What he was tempting him with, I don't know. It must be bloody fucking tempting, though. So I'm just saying. Ooh. So here's the big fasces in the sky. This one was in First World War, 1915. Zapping the fuck out of a city from Zeppelins. High energy beams. They're not like blowing cities up with torchlights, I can guarantee you that. Do you remember this? Anybody? This was I was on Route 66, and I looked to the left, and there was a massive Tesla tower in the middle of the desert. The scrub. Why? So yeah, they got a massive Tesla tower in Texas land. Oh, here he is. Excuse me. This is Prezi, Mr. Prezi, first Prezi, George Washington. He's got he's doing the Balthamatic pose, right? So that thing there, he's doing that. So isn't that weird? They're all doing that pose. Buddha does it as well. They know secret. So these look really fucking scary. These three turning up. They're like, these are women with bald heads, by the way. You know. And they got this really highly technical holy hand grenade. I'm not really first model of that I've actually seen. It's quite nerving. So I've got a video to come out tomorrow. I've got videos to come out this week. I've got loads to share with you because my mind is working overtime. And I just feeling really like I should make loads of content and wake as many people up as I possibly can. I've already woken millions and millions of people up to shape the earth, our real history. I love that statue, although I'm hoping this man's all right because I don't like to see people messed up on the street. There's another thing that hurts my soul. That shouldn't even be happening. Just people lost on drugs, and you just look at them and you just know there's a person underneath there. But they always victimize themselves and make excuses for it. Something, my mother died. So yeah, so did mine. I didn't fucking go nutty on drugs though. It's just people just use any excuse just to fucking get hammered. I've noticed it. Instead of just fucking taking responsibility for their own actions, because there's consequences for everything, especially drug taking. That's a slow cost of death, an agonizing one too. I'll guarantee you. All my friends, the amount of friends I've lost through drugs, guys, and drink. You wouldn't even believe it. Nearly all of them. Luckily enough, I was doing my thing out in the world. I saw the whole of the moon while they stayed in their room. That. Ooh, Hail Mary. This is another thing when they do that. Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm touching the microphone. They do that, okay? Let me put my camera down. Oh, Harry Mary, we love you so. Wonder what washing powder she uses or shampoo to keep it so lovely and frizzy. Do you know who invented, an Irishman invented shampoo? Timothy. Why is shampoo called sham, like it's a rip-off, poo? Is any poo in shampoo? I don't know. So here's a Phoenician. So to be a Phoenician in power, you need your fasces holders. It's a hazardous. You get like irradiated a bit, and that it's all right. It doesn't matter. The lectors, they carry fasces. These are the things that give you your power. They're like, forget bazookas. These are fucking brilliant. And the angel who comes from above puts a laurel leaf over your head, Taurus field again, and bestowed us to you with great things and great wealth and countries and people to rule over, and they will be your slaves. Okay. He's got a Zyro in his hand as well. Maybe I should tell you about that this week. Okay, what it is. Here's a Chinese house. Look what the effort they made to put it on the side of a cliff. It's bonkers, isn't it? It's like, oh, where are you going to build the house? Oh, I want it just off the side of this cliff. But how are you going to do that? Well, I'm going to build this massive 100-foot high scaffold to hold it. Chinese are good with building stuff. I'll give them that. There's another one of these veiled beauties. This would make a first-class thumbnail if it could resize it. I did try and it wouldn't. It went all stretched. But there's some beautiful things in the realm. I'm going to share them with you this week. The beautifulest things that will fill your heart full of joy. But don't cry, because life is beautiful. This one, not so beautiful. I don't know. Oh. It's got 3 heads. I think that's like split personality, isn't it? Might be something to do with schizophrenia. The Egyptians carried loads of gold little icons around. One of Tutankhamun's little bracelets, necklace, statue things, take with him into the afterlife. Is that funny? They had all shit to take with them to the afterlife. I don't know. Okay, these are cannons that the Chinese used when the rest of the world was doing, apparently, bows and arrows. They still got like loads of bows and arrows, but these things are like massive bazookas on the back of maybe camels. Yeah, Chinese had loads of shit, didn't they? They still got loads of shit. Used more portal activity. This one buffeted out of a little. It started like a little light, and everyone looked up, and then all of a sudden there was this angelic being saying, "I don't know what's going on here. I don't know." Looked like they might be getting a bit carried away, and this thing showed up. Put a stop to it all. I don't know. It's like to say in antiquity. But these things, these angels, they turn up. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, nice one, Jay. So I think Jesus is a dude. Like, he's there, right? He's like, yes, girls, Irie. One at a time, one at a time. And in you. Oh, yeah. That's naughty, man. Church. Busted. So busted. Or are they non-nomi? So they get a nons then. Non-nomi. Usu. Us. Ooh. Right, what else is going on? That angels floating on a chem cloud. They do that. Oh, what we got going on here? Got some making of materials, bleaching, or dyeing. Why is dye called dye anyway? Oh, sound and vibration. Yeah, I'm totally impressed. Way to go. Yeah. Dancing girls. If you're going to run heaven, that's what you got to do. These girls are dancing around and they got bagpipes. Okay. Okay, this is the Last Supper. They're waiting on the... You've just ordered Domino's pizza. They're taking their time. Because, obviously, in the time of Jesus, Deliveroo is not up and running. They had a different version of Deliveroo. They had Visu food. This guy here, he looks guilty as sin. Did he do anything wrong? Might be Pontius, isn't it? Not Pontius. Judas. He got bad press, didn't he? That's what happens when you're an anti-capitalist. Oh, is death really the end? Because they're like, fuck, you know, I just gave birth from my coffin. Let's get out of here. Or is it just analogous that they're just bursting out into another realm? Breaking through to the other side. Yeah. This, India. Gold. Mother of pearl. And you notice how the Indians put this on their mind's eye here? And also a technology. But, oh, man. Things they made in antiquity. That's beautiful. Oh. My mother was an angel. She literally stood in the kitchen one day and I heard the ruffling of feathers and boom, before I know it, she had two huge pairs of wings. And she said, "Do you want a curry, Matt?" I was like, "Yeah, put your wings away, man." That didn't happen. But it would be really nice if my mother was an angel. Unfortunately, that was not the case. So we got more plasma activity going on here. Let's investigate. So we got the phoenix on top of an obelisk shooting out lightning. It's got some demons shooting lightning too. They got a few holes in their wings. So it looks like they took a bit of incoming. And the people of Holland. We got Frieslanders, we got Groningans, we got Utrecians. And the people of Holland doing a little deal. It's like they're doing some sort of exchanges in Holland, and we got a lady with Caduceus said she's going to get her head bashed in with swords. But again, plasma technology involved with the whole narrative. Right, the Wild West. So we're out in the West, right? What do you need to survive? You need guns, pistols, ammunition, the right ammunition to go with the guns and pistols, obviously. Hardware, okay, well, that is shovels, hammer, murder plastic, tinware. right? Tinware. What is tinware? A bucket. Can you think of any other tinware? A bucket and a bucket, and I can't think of anything else. Tin cans. Tell me in chat, anybody else think of anything made with tinware? What is tinware? Yeah, bad vibes on that one, Jackie. I agree. Yeah, it's not my fault. I didn't invent the fucking gun. Anyway, this is not bad vibes. This is much better, right? This is a snaily lady. It's really slow. They actually did a race between a tortoise and a hare. Did you see it on YouTube? Guess what won? I'm not telling you. Obviously, it was the tortoise, because the hare, they're just mental. They just run amok in the place. Right. Positive proof. Talking of positivity. Positive proof on your own body. If you must see with your own eyes, you must have proof with your own body before you can believe. Try these foot batteries. They will convince you. So these foot batteries, right, will create a magnetic field around your foot, and it was a cure for rheumatism, tenderfoot. We all get a bit of tenderfoot, don't we? And they were $2. So yeah, battery shoes, fucking brilliant. I want to pay. And what else did they get? This one looks a little bit unhealthy. It is put you in a tank and let's just suck all the air out. No, it's not. Human energy trapped in a bottle for use someday in a cure for disease. I find that incredibly interesting that they were thinking about a Leyden jar and putting a person in there. Wow. Sorry, my head's just processing that. So yeah, there's the torus around us, the magnetic fields. You can see, you know, the propagation. You know, the inertia plane is our solar plexus. Here, where the solar plexus is, you can see the inertia plane here. And if you had two magnets, it's always perpendicular to where the magnetic waves are, and it's showing exactly that. Apparently, the magnetic waves on a human body shelling in an apple, just like the apple, the double torus of the Earth, exactly the same. How can the Earth be the same as a human, but how can a tree be the same as well? The whole of nature is super interconnected. It's just mental. So we're electrical beings, and we're in a VR because the whole thing is electrical as well. But it's also a fluid reality. So there's that. So what we got here? Ooh, Ferdinand Bollock, excuse me. I'm not actually sure, but he's in a portal, which you'll always see. Oh my god! I sold all your guitars. Now we can spend more time together. Yeah. So what isn't that scary though? If you had a girlfriend with crazy eyes like that, it's just like, destroyed your guitars. Because I'm just saying that could happen. That's really bad. Look, luckily I got shit like that. That man, people have. This is the 1970s. It's the late 70s, early 80s, so to speak. And this is what we did. We sat in bedrooms smoking bongs all day. 2 fag mixes, one after the other forever. And the weed back then was like 10 times stronger than it is now. You wouldn't even know it nowadays. Don't even know you're born. Lady in a cemetery. It's weird, isn't it? The fascination with the cross. There you go again. Just that's a weirdness to do with religion. Take it. Fucking thing, don't stop eating. What we got here? Ooh. Okay, so we got a strange obelisk with some. Let's mag up, see anything that's going on. Oh, it's the crucifixion. I think it might be the narrative of this Good Samaritan. It's a good idea. One of the Good Samaritan. Chuck that into the narratives. Hit you in the feelies. I should have read the Bible. It would have been much better. From ancient times up until now, this flag has always been ours, and you can see here the Confederate flag there, and the natives. Confederate flag Mexico, and Confederate flag for Louisiana. The cross code. If you don't know what I'm talking about, watch one of my previous videos. It's all on there. Here is, now, let me just say about Anne, okay? I look very, very much like Anne, okay? I think that we could be cousins. She might even be my sister. I might be a reincarnation of Anne Frank, okay? Here is Anne in a holiday camp. I don't know the circumstances as to why she's in a chair looking very happy in a camp. Use your own discretion. I'm just saying that's very peculiar. Maybe she had a holiday early on before the episode in the attic. You know, you could give her potato chips, and then when the Gestapo comes searching the house, she sit in the office, crunchy in the attic, give herself away. So this is stupid, isn't it? This guy, have you seen him doing like wearing high heels and all of that? So that's a lot of the problem, isn't it? Is like Trump's a bloke. He's like, yeah, we only got men and women. Yeah, so it's all that. But he's in the mindset of there's like it's not. So
give me my monies, please. The train, but the plane, boss, the plane.
So yeah, that was embarrassing last week. All of this business, wasn't it? And am I the only person? I've been around. Jesus, he was just so fucking high, twitching like a fucking. He was buzzing like a fucking fridge. He kept nubbing his nose. And when all the coke fell down, he go. It's like fucking hell. That's why he's spending all them billions on. And he's closer to Colombia as well, isn't he? Yeah, so he's got a little horns going on. But they're all mates and all. They're all in the same place, just all actors. Yeah, he sent him a letter later. Supposed to have sent him a letter saying, sorry, I disrespected you and whatever he did. So this is what he thought was going to happen. He thought the other side was going to come in, you know, these lot. And now, Britain are their best buddies. Russia and America, best buddies. Looks like they're going to fuck up China or something like that. Because all they do all day is train to fight us anyway. So there we are. Supposed to be nuclear powers. I'm guessing they'll all have fun together. God. Some people are saying that Trump's dyslexic. Some people are saying that he can actually read scripts. Apparently he's brilliant with figures. Numbers. But apparently he can't read for toffee. Apparently he's dyslexic. He's like, the cat sat on the mat. So this is his look. You just walk on with me, girls. I'll give you $1,000 each. Make it look like I'm hot and sexy and I can actually pull it off. I wonder if he actually has sex with Vanna. Do you think he works all day? Because he got some staying power, Trump. Fucking give him that. Talk shit all day. Do you think he has anything left in the night for Vanna? I think she's probably busy with her help. I'm just saying the world is the way it is. I didn't invent it. So Vance is interesting, isn't it? He's in the IMBD Hollywood list. He's an actor. My son said he'd seen him in, I think it was Babylon 5 or one of the sci-fi things. The guy's an actor. He's an actor. He played the Ukrainian prime minister in a fucking Ukrainian television program. Mind you, Eastern European television is fucking shit at all. In fact, European television has got a lot to be desired. It's fucking terrible. Oh, Jesus. There he is. Dr. Shiva is Sadhguru, which makes perfect sense because apparently he's saving the world or something. So I think he's undercover. I think Dr. Shiva's undercover Sadhguru. I'm just checking it out there now. I think I decoded the whole fucking thing. Yeah. That makes perfect sense. I always thought, like, the Sadhguru, I thought that he would make efforts to contact me, ask me advice, because he's got, he might need advice. Sadhguru, these gurus, mind you, he's got a good business model. But it's not self-empowering. See, I want everyone to do it for themselves and just be self-empowered instead of giving people their energy and then fucking money and everything else. I can help you. Come to my course. I'll tell you how to fucking sort your life out. If you ever want a patio built, this guy, he'll build you a good patio. So what's going on here? I don't know, but it looks like the delivery of a holy hand grenade because these guys are leaning on it, if you can see. What have the Romans ever done for us? Well, they brought us law and order, sewerage, the roads. Oh, fuck the roads. Don't need roads anyway. Walk across the field. Trees and roots and the human nervous system are fucking insane. So how is that possible? I know it's possible. Now, you youngsters, you don't know shit about shit. I'm not insulting you or anything, especially if you're a millennial. You don't know about stuff, right? You wouldn't even be able to handle what that is there, youngster, if you don't even know what it is. Huh? Excuse me, a bit of the old Weetabix sitch. Yeah. Be like that. Like a Chinese man for 3 days. Hungry, being fed because you're too stoned to do it yourself. Okay, let's have a look at this cathedral in St. Petersburg. Okay, there's loads of grass outside. They don't seem to have any infrastructure per se. Just people hanging around in this building, just like plopped in the middle of a field. Which looks like it's the top of the building sticking out. Plus, it's Four Angels technology, which is just. I really, really like Spike Milligan. I've read 2 of his books. I read one when he fell in love in a war with a ballerina, which is the same story as my grandfather, weirdly. Spike Milligan was brilliant. So, smiling is infectious. You can catch it like the flu. When somebody smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I walked around the corner and someone saw me grin. And when he smiled, I realized that I had passed it on to him. I thought about the smile and then I realized its worth. A single smile like mine could travel around the earth. So if you feel a smile, begin. Don't leave it undetected. Start an epidemic and get the world infected. Yes, Spike. Smashed it. So the Oscars was a fucking Illuminati extraordinaire. I didn't catch any of it. It's too fucking insipid. I can't even. It's too repugnant for me to even look at these people. I'm very sorry. That's just me. I don't want to like dirty my soul by looking at these people. So 25 Oscars. They got a free Masonic pyramid and the Masonic symbol inside, and no one like says anything. Fucking weirdos. Big pen. Lord of Masala. Masala. I'm literally practicing, learning different languages. I have to experiment. Things are going to change. So I think the chicken tikka masala was what they ate. I'm trying to make my mind up. Oh, you smell lush, God. What you got on? Coco Chanel. Coco Chanel. Oh, it's lovely. So that's how it started, you see, with Biden sniffing. You know, when Biden sniffed my hair. Oh, that was a terrible thing. He is giving him daggers. And he is giving him daggers. He's all over you like a fucking rash, mate. It's like there's people present. It's like, really? I'm not going to go into it. This is another realm in you, look, guys. This was going to be the thumbnail for a vlog that I haven't actually done, which I might. And as you can see, pennies from heaven. They just fall out of the sky to these people, these Jesuity looking people, to their beautiful garden. And it just, pennies from heaven. It just all just falls from the sky. Be nice, wouldn't it? Because it's another realm. A realm of abundance and plentifulness and colour and nice smells as well. I like nice smells. So do you think the Ankh has got anything to do with the sunset? Because this is like suggests subjective reality and it's all self-simulating anyway. Otherwise, you know, this ray going to your feet. How come a person 200 fucking miles up the coast got exactly the same perspective then as it landed at his feet? It's a mindfuck. It is a Schrodinger's fucking cat, is what it is. The flower of life in there, look. And the Ankh. So yeah, there's this possibility the Ankh is representative of the setting sun. And the Egyptian god Set is the sun, Satan. So these are from Istanbul. They were dug up. I don't know if they are Byzantine or earlier, but they are monograms, and they got an M in them. I'm wondering who this M is all over antiquities. Is it Medici? Is it? Don't know. Another monogram. Let's have a look. Tad, maybe. I don't know. Well, whatever these are, they mean something to the people who produced these. They're ancient, and they found it in Istanbul. What about that? Map of this place is a zero upside down. It's like a key. There's 4 of them. Side of. I like decoding stuff anyway. Sometimes I just stare at pictures for ages just to see if anything stands out. Sometimes nothing comes out at all, but other times I'm like, shit. You got to look for a while to see things that other people don't see. With decoding, it's a lot of hours, believe you me. Fucking hours I could spend going through ancient documents. You wouldn't even believe, guys. All day long, really. I have been doing this subject day and night for the last 8 years. Like day and night. Like when I go to sleep at night. It's all of it. Just fucking craziness. That's what I do, because it's got me. It's grabbed me by the boo-boo. So what we're looking at here is, excuse me, this is a statue of the very brave and not homosexual at all, Wellington. Okay. Duke of Wellington, beater-upper of Napoleon. They built a big statue of him. But they didn't only do that. There's a museum next to Marble Arch. It's called the Astor House. And you can go in there, and it's on, like, Wellesley shit. So the old Wellesley, here he is here, the Duke of Wellington, who beat up Napoleon. There's his hat that he wore on the battlefield of Battle of Waterloo. Have you noticed how they got feathers, ethers that interact with ether, just like the North American Indians? Just saying. Really interesting. This was the Duke of Wellington's bedwear. Sorry. I don't think I've ever worn pajamas. I wouldn't be able to. Because, like, what if you had to have a fight or something? You got fucking pajamas on. Embarrassing. You got little slippers. And he's got a little W embossed on his head thing. Keep his hair nice. Okay, no. Inside of said Astor building, which is the Astor House, which is next to Marble Arch in London, the interior looks like that. They got some nice shit in London. There it is. This house here. So you go in there and it's all Napoleon's, the Duke of Wellington stuff. That's the house. It's not next to Marble Arch, which I've been through 1,000. Aspley. Fuck me. Aspley. Excuse me, guys. If you go through here and you walk up this way, a couple of 100 yards, you end up on Speaker's Corner. And I used to love doing that, but I'm sort of off it now because people are just angry and aggressive, can't be bothered anymore. Fucking. There's the Faceless Knight on a float. Faceless Knight on a float in a procession. They always do it. And that is the opening of Marble Arch. And as you can see, it's only got the arch here and not the extensions that it's got here. And it's not half as imposing in the modern day. If you see it, it's just like, but it's really Hyde Park Corner, and Marble Arch is one of the most famous places in London, isn't it? This is the streets of Iran, 1979, before the Shah of Iran and all of the weirdness that they make them wear burqas and stuff, because I'm sure they're not into that. These are what they were into, hot pants. They had universities and everything was just normal. And then the Shah, and then, what happened. And then the weirdness now with this, this, I don't even want to talk about it, but it's not good to the women, is it? It's just not fucking good. So there's that. Can't even fucking drive. We didn't let them drive. This was found in Turkey too, and Anatolia, excuse me. And you can see there's an angel on this chariot and a charwala keeping him in the shade. And as you can see, in the sky is Satan, the sun. And look at the star inside of the moon. That wouldn't even be possible if the moon was what they say is a solid object. I've seen stars behind the moon in photographs, like it's translucent. I have, over the years. And there's a guy on the top of a tower as well. But yeah, Statue of Liberty as well. If you watch my video on Satan being the sun, it fits with that narrative on that disc. Also last week, or this week, I posted, last week actually, about bunkers which were available under the Giza Plateau, which are closed off in modern day, which could have been Noah's Ark. And you can see the entrance to them there. But how East would let you down there. He's got the keys for these things. Ancient, again, Roman ring, found gold, beautiful, worn down though. But what is it? Showing a man on a donkey, on a horse, and some woman with a disc thing. So, what's that? Do you fancy a game of tennis? And this is above Karnak Temple. Okay, it's the biggest temple complex on Earth, so it's definitely doing something, isn't it? And you can see that the birds will feel the torsion field, the torus coming up from this device. What would it be? They're still adhering to the torus. Now you'll see. I've seen vultures doing it in America. I've seen crows do it. Yeah, they do a torus. The vultures. They're beautiful creatures. I would never have known. I always got bad press about them, but they're not. So where do you think this door is? It's in Tunisia. Tunisia in North Africa. A very interesting Star of David over a disc in Tunisia. As you can see, there's Arabic writing. I know, it's a confusing little story. So, Art Nouveau, beautiful stuff. Don't know what it is, if that water's running or if it's just glass embossed. I think it is. Ballerina. This was a Bible carried in the First War, in the American Civil War by a Confederate soldier, and he stopped a musket ball. So the Bible saved him. So in some cases, the Bible can save you. I'll give you that. 222, 222. 827 of you is 222 in Britain. It's a really funky, lovely, juicy number. So it's Matrix for your mind, Neo. Got to break free. This is a German, old Gothic, I think it was near Dresden, Gothic funeral hearse. So really nice way to go. So, imagine if you was dead, right, and you could just feel it all, everything was going on because your mind hadn't closed down yet, and they're going to like put you in the furnace, and you're like, "Hello, I'm alive, I'm alive," but no one can hear you because you're locked in, you know, your dense cell body. Your mind is still very active. That's apparently happens. Apparently, the mind doesn't stop electrical activity till 6 months after post-mortem. That's a frightening prospect. If your mind's still registering shit and cheering, don't even want to think about that. I think I need to get into this other realm. So what's this chick saying? She looks nice. Maybe this was all just a bad dream. And when we woke up, it's actually spring in 1980. Yeah. And the world was still sane, and we haven't aged at all. Oh, yes, please, Anita, can that be true? Can that please be true? I've actually thought that somebody out there, and not me, is having a bad fucking dream. They're all stuck in. So, yeah, but it is because of that nature of reality that I was talking about, of shifting your consciousness and opening portals. Television's a portal. The internet's a portal. They are portals. They suck you fucking in and you're gone. Television's the worst of them all. Oh, let me start up my psychedelic picture show. There you go. Zulus, thousands of them. There was a Zulu war in South Africa. Did you hear about it? These are Welshmen, and they fought Zulus, endless Zulus pouring over the horizon. Terrible war that was. So in Phoenician pictures, they will always show you the beehive. It's a really big deal, but there's an alchemical pot on top of it as well. Yeah, man. It's definitely part of the narrative. I think it's to do with the structure of society. This guy's got a fiery phoenix in his hand, and he's got a baton, which is like an electrical EM tech. And we got some alchemical stuff going on here in this still. And all of it is literally a formula to follow. So your speaker's corner I mentioned back in the day, I had a guy, literally this guy here, but he was a lot younger. He was a Scottish man. And he looked over at me and he went, "Blasphemer!" Like in a Scottish accent. And I was like, yeah, and like that. And the guy next to me, this guy next to me went, "And you're a homosexual." And he went, no. It's like, okay, say so. It's just everyone else can see it except you. Okay, mister. It was really funny, that was. So yeah, they have all like, it's all like Christians and Arabs going fucking shouting at one another, and all the police in the world outside by ready to pour in and bash your head in with truncheon. So I don't like it really. I went there with flat earth activism. I only know David and his wife, the Trinity's now the only two flat earth activists left in the world, apparently. Nobody else is doing it. Oh, there's more of these discs flying down. Look, with taking up the classical world, they showed up. They did. So yeah, but buried 30 foot in the mud. I wonder if it was from the civilization of Mu. That's worth looking into Mu. It's supposed to be mid-Pacific. Maybe it's still there, and the international date line makes it disappear. No one actually goes near it or over it, or any planes go there, and it's there all the time. It's always pushing Atlantis, isn't it? Have you noticed anything that I noticed, this is the way I think, is like anything they keep on fucking pushing, you know, is a thing. I like, okay, maybe you should question that, because that's their thing. Because I don't trust the official, I don't trust controller information, end off. Why should I anyway? All I got to do is just trust words of other people. Yeah, and I know what people are, so I'm not doing that. Innit? Doing my research. So yeah, they're buried, and they look like a bit like what you get with Göbekli Tepe, which I definitely think is a psyop. The backs were detailedly engraved, but then buried in mud. All of them. Why would they do that? Unless they were standing on the surface, and all the mud come later, after the destruction of the continent of Mu. Okay. So, did they have crafts similar to this? We see them in medieval paintings, these discoid things, and this guy here discovered in this statue. Again, interpretation of what they're seeing. And I think this one is in Peru. They say it's a portal to another dimension. I think they actually had this on one of those ancient alien fucking programs or whatever. But it's, why would they do that? There's one really high up on a cliff face as well that I've seen. You know, they cut the room, or like a square, like a house, and then they got a door going into what exactly? Why would they do that? Unless you just change your frequency and boom. Or one of those magic chalks. I could definitely deal with one of those magic chalks. I definitely want one. So, on my post concerning Noah's flood a week or two ago, I show this image of this pyramid, and it's actually on this door here in Italy. And you can see here, it's showing the real Noah's Ark. This is Noah and his family, and they're going into the Ark, which is what? And look what's in the corner, a portal. We just reduce that down. A portal with a serpent coming out of it. The serpent, that is in the same serpent type of thing, that is in the Faceless Knight suit. Why would they depict it? It wasn't true. This is an interesting take. It might make some sense of the dragon's eye, the Sahara eye. But some of the maps I've looked at as well, it might make sense of. But they reckon there was a massive event and a massive mud flow in this area as well, where the Atlas Mountains is to the coast. That it would have filled in the island of Atlantis, which was just through the Gates of Colossus or the Gibraltar Straits, and that's where the eye is located as well. Interesting take, not heard before. So yeah, the Voynich manuscript, it looks Phoenician, is all watery subjects, but the plants, the people, and everything in it make no sense to man or beast. And it makes no sense to human beings because none of it is in the realm. So where's this information of the Voynich come from? Outer worlds or through portal? I find it curious that all of these movies, horror films as well, and all of these sci-fis going back to the 50s, even earlier, all show, even like 1930s, Wizard of Oz. How does Dorothy leave the realm? Well, she goes into a twister, which is a toroidal. She twists, and then boom, she's out into another realm. The Wizard of Oz, he gets there, same way, but through a balloon. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Jack Sparrow ends up in a parallel dimension with loads of other doppelganger hymns, stacks of them, and these little shell stone things you may remember. How did he get there? Well, his ship went upside down in the water. He went into a whirlpool, and when he got to the other side of the whirlpool, there was another world. How did Gulliver's Travels end up in Lilliput? Well, he was in a storm and he went down a whirlpool and ended up in Lilliput. Okay, just saying. There's a lot of narratives out there, isn't there, for these portals. So a little alchemical, there's a mermaid going on, there's a horse in a mountain, and this looks like this man's going to whack you with a stick. I think that there's a terrible karma price if you hurt any creatures. Okay, this one's riding, this dragon is riding the Holy Hand Grenade. Looks like the Welsh dragon. This one has got hind legs, but it does look like the Welsh dragon in reverse. Oh, look at that guy there with the moustache. He looks like a Fraggle. Wouldn't it be brilliant if we went into another realm and it was a realm of Fraggles? Would you love that? You could dance your cares away down a Fraggle Rock. Well, I'd like it. This is a British football match. Football is a big thing in Britain. It defines being a man in Britain, is going to watch other men to kick a fucking ball around and get in a bath together at the end of the day. So instead of staying home in bed with the wife on a Saturday, I just don't get it. What I love to see in humanity is individuality of personality, of character. And as you can see, all of these people, except for the soldier because he's in uniform, look exactly the fucking same. Can't even tell them apart. Thinking the same, believing the same. Probably hardly anybody thinks differently. They all support the same team. Looks like West Ham. I think this is West Ham fans in London. So this is Jesus. He's got tied up in a bit of a knot. The Roman soldier there, if it is a Roman soldier, he's going to stick him in the side with a spear. But the other one, he's giving him a biscuit on a stick. Almost like force feeding him a biscuit. Or maybe he should take communion. So I talked about the possibilities of some of the buildings being temporary in the expositions, but definitely some of them built to last, because the ones in Paris, a lot of them are still there. This one in Chicago is very, very much still there. It was built for the Museum of Science and Industry. If it was built with temporary products, the whole complex is very much still there 130, 40, 150 years later. Because I would have been 1898. 125 years later. Fucking love. All hail Hoff. Zeke Hoff. David Hasselhoff. I've always loved David Hasselhoff. I thought he was the best man in the world. Well, he met a Welsh woman. This little fluffy Welsh woman. I've seen her before somewhere. Hayley Roberts in a Cardiff hotel. That's not true. The real story is he met her in an Asda shopping. Yeah, he bumped into her trolleys. And then they just looked at one another and they were like, it was like fucking love story. It was, yeah. That was cruel. Love story. What the fucking hell? Killing Ali McGraw off with cancer in a movie. The fuck were they thinking? Love story. Fuck off. I was happy till that film. I was all right then. So I love Ali McGraw so much, though. You don't understand. No, she's dead. No. Anyway. So 848 if you watch. I've been talking 3 hours. I'm going to go. I'm guessing Jason's live a little bit later. You'll be able to go over there and watch. I think that's in about 30 minutes time. So good timing, good timing. Let me give you a few of your shouts. I've got tons to actually share, but I've got no time. But I do intend on doing much more content, guys. Okay, I'm on a bit of a roll, and I'm on the verge of something. I'm work in progress, decoding, and as soon as I got it, you will know all about it. But it's fucking juicy, and it's just right there almost. Haven't actually reached the zenith yet. I'm getting this. Brilliant. Was it vibes? Okay, let's give you some love. Isabel, big love to all. Vibes. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jackie Miller. Somewhere in time. I'm not being humorous. I'm just being me. And if I happen to be humorous, that's the way I am. People who know me, I'm like this all day. Can you imagine what it's like going out with me? We have a good giggle. Max. I'm fun out, but they don't like my humor in some places, and they kick me out because I'm like funny and nice. So no, I'm not having that. This is heavy metal, but perfectionally imperfect. I got to eat in rest and smoke. You go and do you. Thank you for being here and sharing some time with us and bringing your vibration there. Perfectly perfect. It's getting late. It's getting late here as well. Kay's in your Spartan Red. He's also live. I don't know who Spartan Red is. Does he do Tartarian stuff? I think I do remember him years ago. Was he a young boy one? He with dark hair. I think I remember him. So yeah, I got going on somebody's show Monday. Friends of Campbell's, and he did a book. Some of you might have know him, called Tesla and the Cabbage Patch Kids. Have you seen that guy? Guy Anderson. So I'm going to catch him on talk about Tartarian stuff and all the things that go down. And that'll be on Monday. So I'm looking forward to that. He seems like a really nice chap. So there's that. Love to you as well, Terry, my bro. Thank you, Joshua's, Neil, my brother, Romanian Bear. It's got to be perfect. Too many people take second best, but I won't take anything less. It's got to be. Oh, yeah. Michelangelo. Good to see you. Talking to the new guy. Ooh, Carol. Let's give Carol some love. She's my friend. We hung out a lot in New Mexico. New York got big. Going right now, friends live. Okay, no fear-mongering, folks. Head on a swivel. Like that. Love to all. Okay, head on a swivel. Noted. I'll take that. Head on a swivel's a good one. Okay, especially in the fucking truth community. But that's good. Thanks for the tip, Kat. Epic show. Thanks. Do you see a picture up there, Bob? Did I tell you I beat? Oh, I did tell you I beat up fucking Bruce Lee. Yeah, man. He was battering everyone, just flicking them off. I thought, oh, definitely do Bruce Lee. Put him through a garage door. Brilliant. So happy. I can fight Bruce Lee. Does that make me the hardest man in the world, Bob? You're thinking I have strange dreams? No, I don't. I didn't ask for that dream. Coffee. Might be a sign from the universe, the inner universe. Jackie Miller. You like water, my friends. Lisa Ann. Starting to be like water. I will be if I don't get off this vlog soon. Anya Dennis. Hello from Atlanta, Georgia. Ooh. Atlanta. Okay. And Max. Okay. Let me just squeeze through. Any of you that I haven't shouted, there's Kathy, there's Vibes, there's new guy, Michael, Bob, okay, our Carol, our Donna, Estelle, Hum. Cool show as usual. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah, we do funky. Maria, who's Dimps, and Magavelli, and House and Home. I like that name. And Gretchen was there, I think, and Kay, and Eva Donna, and Rye, and Jackie Miller, and Kim Osabi. Thank you, love, for that. That was really nice of you, Teresa. And Omenigma. See you next Flaterday. Well, I'll be back in actually tomorrow. I got loads of little posts to put up ready and prepared. And I've got lovely thumbnails, and I'll be working away. Oh, there's Linda. Thank you, Linda. It's really nice. You, Joshua Dawn, and whatever that is, DM, and Curious Squirrel, who is our friend Laurie. This one, I got a chat on, yeah, and it's like 10 times slower than the one. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, I got to turn my heating off. I got fucking sweat. The heating on. Okay, guys, 750. You have to go find something else to do. Thank you for being here. That is awesome. That's been a really long show. I'm going to make a nice cup of coffee now. Definitely need a drink because I'm spitting feathers. My mouth is like a witch's tit. Nay, it is like a camel's armpit. Dry. Got dry mouth. Okay, thank you, TW. So, yeah, make sure to subscribe if you haven't. If you're new to my channel, I hope you do enjoy. Thank you, Hippie Shake, for sharing my PayPal donations link. That's really kind of you. Brick Truth. Yeah, thanks, moderators. Yeah, pretty groovy, the moderators. We have a good chat and all that. We don't deal with all that. Ugh, fucking icky vibes. I'm not doing that here. I'm not doing that anyway. Combat Finn. What's the point? Lisa, Pippi, Mel, and Joshua, and everybody. You are lovely people. Amy B, Skint Flint. I love that name. It's really good. It's really clever. And anybody else who I've missed out. Ali. Good to see you, Ali. And anybody. Miles. Miles Phillips is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. And Hearty Masat. Good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Ooh, 3 hours goes so fucking quick. My God, I hadn't even covered half my content. I don't have to go on, don't I? I save it all up for a Flaterday and then just brain spew. So there's Marcia, who's Flat Zuma, and there's our lovely friend India. Wilson, much love to you, India. Somewhere in time. And Hippie. Thank you for everything, moderators. And I've got 100 members apparently. So somebody membered 50 people a week or two ago. Really big thanks to whoever that was. I can't really remember right now, but massive thanks for that. Mr. Trevley, great stream. Thank you. It's different when it's live and it's a different dynamic to recording because I'm actually here in real time. So it's that. Crystal Baller and real life is real. Debatable. And abundantly empowered. Let's open a portal to paradise. Okay. See abundantly empowered gets it. Yes, that. See what I did there? It's amazing. Thank you. What's that? Pilaro Pip. Thank you, man. Wiggly flat thumbs to you as well. Alan Gavin, wiggly flat thumbs. Kim, crafty Kim. And Wire. What's happening, man? San Francisco. Ooh, so, yeah, it's been 15, 16 degrees here in Wales. It's hotter here in Wales than it is in Spain. It's been bloody lovely. It's a little bit cold in the shade, but really nice. Fucking love the spring. Alexa, thank you for coming. Off the chain as well. So, peace and love to you all. Stay epic, and I'll be back in a day. Okay? More juicage. Thank you for being here. Happy Friday.